This podcast is sponsored by Oddities Coffee Shop and Gift Store, located at 4182 Cordata Parkway in Bellingham, Washington. We serve up freshly ground organic espresso drinks, Italian sodas, blended drinks, and other caffeinated beverages to keep you happy and full of energy. You can grab yourself a bagel, donut, or fresh pastry to enjoy as you fuel up on some of the best coffee in Bellingham. If you're looking to shop or you're on the hunt for a unique gift, we have a great selection of toys, gifts, steampunk, anime, health and beauty products, and more. Next time you need coffee or you're in the mood to shop, stop by Oddities and we'll take good care of you.
You're listening to the Oddities
I'm
Podcast.
just gonna grab this and throw this and just start screaming at you.
Okay, wait. I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Dude, it's that's something good on the fucking headphones here.
You sound good not on the headphones.
Oh, thanks, man. It's always bad, when you ever listen to your voice in audio recordings.
Oh, I hate it.
It was like, dude, that's so fucking monotone and boring. Like, who can listen to this?
And then you're just like, ugh,
Uh-huh.
if only this very expensive piece of equipment whose only job it is to incredibly accurately reproduce the sound waves coming out
I'm like,
of
do I have
me.
to apologize to people for my voice when they listen to this? But this is What We Do in the Shadows is basically The Office, but with vampires.
Oh, phenomenal.
Have you seen The Office?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. They break like the fourth wall, I think it's called, where they talk to the camera. It's a documentary crew, and so yeah, I've been here. I heard how great it was on podcasts, and then some friends or people I know were telling me how great it was. So,
What We Do in the Shadows.
dude, the crazy thing is too is there's so much content out now. It's got to the point where it's like overwhelming almost. Because I used to just have Amazon, Netflix, and that was basically it. Then I added on Hulu because I wanted to watch Handmaid's Tale, and then I got Disney Plus because I need to see The Mandalorian, and then I got I think it was ABC or NBC All Access, whatever, the Picard, Star Trek, because I grew up with Star Trek: The Next Generation. That was my go-to. So nostalgia, needed that. And now they got like Apple Plus. I mean,
You
there's
didn't even touch on any of the anime streaming services.
it's just like I was like, dude. So I'm just like going from show to show to show to show.
If you would have told me 12 months ago, you're going to get Paramount Plus and you're going to love it, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
But thanks, Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, you got
Every
that
day.
was your go-to. Got you on there.
Every day. Yeah, Stephen Colbert and John Oliver.
Uh-huh.
It was just nice to see someone so organized telling me the world is on fire.
Oh my god,
It's nice to see someone with real assets and resources also struggling.
Yeah, dude, dude. I recently, as of so I've done this multiple times where I've taken a break from the news because I used to read the news and consume it. It just makes you so much, even if you're like a cool, level-headed dude, it just makes you depressed, anxious, stressed, angry. It doesn't really do anything good for you. It wears you down, your soul, each and every day to read about, because they need clicks, they need to sell ads, so they can't tell you about the grandma that helped cross the street. It has to be like, we're all dying from COVID, corruption, fires, climate change, war,
Do you use
murder.
Reddit at all?
I have dabbled.
There's a lot of subreddits
Mm-hmm.
that are dedicated to good news
Yeah.
and positive things.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that for every one subreddit that's political or shitty, I try to also subscribe to one that is something that I genuinely have an interest in, and then one that is good news,
Yeah.
or pictures of animals doing cute things, or you know what I mean, and there's a lot of good news to be had.
There
And
is
also there's so much content. There's
Dude,
just
Instagram.
what do you want? You want good news? Go for it.
I follow, I think it's called Tank's Good News and Good News Movement or whatever. And it's always great because it's always cool. Oh, the world's not all evil and dying. There's still good shit that happens. And so, but now I'm gonna break from that. I'm also on break from Instagram. I'm trying not, when I watch shows, I try to keep my phone away from me because I'm really guilty watching a movie or a show of automatically grabbing my phone just to look at random shit. I don't even need it. I got that addiction.
Oh, yeah.
So I try to keep my phone away from me. I've taken a break from being on Instagram, not reading the news so much, just kind of ignorance for a while. I just don't want to know what's going on anymore.
No, it's so good. My wife and I, we do that too. We'll do all right, we're just not gonna do news for a while.
Yeah.
Like there was a period where even with our Colbert addiction, because we love him so much, monologue out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to know.
You have to kind of manage your own mental health that way.
It's
because
important.
it's just too much, man.
Do you fuck with online therapy at all?
Do what?
Do you fuck with online therapy at all?
I know that I can't remember the names of was it BetterHelp or I know some online counseling apps, but
They're dope.
which one do you like?
Oh, God, I don't remember what it's called. I want to say 7 Rings, but that sounds like an Ariana Grande song.
It is an Ariana Grande song,
I don't
but
think
it
that's
could
it.
be. Just gonna make sure I silence this real quick. But
It's one of those things where once you've subscribed to one of them,
uh,
you get ads for all of them.
okay.
So my wife does that.
So she does online counseling.
She does online counseling
through an app.
and
is it going well for her?
Oh, so well.
And so
Her whole, and this isn't recording or anything, is it?
No, it is, but I can edit it out.
Cool. Let's edit this part out.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I don't know. So she has an eating disorder, and she manages that with cannabis. Like, amazing. If you smoke weed, you eat. And if you have an eating disorder, like, imagine that. Like, people can use it to kind of manage, like, getting calories and stuff like that during the day. And, you know what I mean? Like, you know who benefits from mental health counseling is everyone in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm always on her, like, hey, like, you should see a counselor. Like, you have to deal with some pretty heavy trauma that you've been through in your life. Like, maybe a counselor would help. And then finally we tried online counseling, and it's, like, incredibly dope.
Had she ever been to an in-person?
And it always goes the exact same way.
Which is?
You're addicted to marijuana. I can't treat
Seriously?
you unless you stop smoking weed. You have an eating disorder, and
wow.
And like
even
literally
now,
every therapist. So now her counselor is in BC.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Yep, the very first email it was, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I smoke weed to help manage my like eating disorder, and like I'm a sex worker online. Like, you need to be okay with these things, or we can't have a relationship.
Wait, who's a sex worker online?
My wife.
Oh, really?
Oh, we got to go back in time, but we got a whole catch up to do.
Oh, she was.
Oh,
is.
Bro. So so the bar closes, right?
One up, yeah.
One up. Let's go way back in time.
Okay.
And like all of a sudden, this revenue stream that we've been working on for years is just gone. And my wife turns to me and she says, "Bro, I'm not gonna stop smoking weed. I'm gonna make an OnlyFans."
Oh, okay. I thought when you said sex worker, I thought like escorting.
No.
Like, I don't know. Do you consider OnlyFans a sex? Is that considered
absolutely.
a sex worker?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she just doing like nude stuff?
Yep.
Huh. I guess that is, huh? I never
Totally.
thought of that.
You deal with the same clientele.
But dude, OnlyFans, if I was a fucking girl, dude.
Bro, we smoked weed the whole pandemic and still are.
Dude, there are people that are making, I know, okay, so there's this podcast, I don't listen to it anymore, but it's called The Fighter and the Kid. So the comedian Brian Callen and a UFC fighter, former ex-UFC fighter Brendan Schaub. And one of their interns, her name is Kat. She started off as just an intern on the show. She'd been with the show for a while, you know, pretty girl, you know, fun on camera, you know, in this interning, and eventually they started another podcast with some other people that she's an actual regular on, where she's just on every episode. She's part of the show. But she started an OnlyFans, not doing any nudity, just showing like cute feet pics and whatever else she does. I don't really know the whole gamut of it, but there's no nudity or sex. $100,000 a month.
Jeez.
I'm just like, I wish I was a hot chick, dude. But you also have to have like somewhat of a following or be somewhat pseudo famous, I guess. But how has she been? She's been doing well financially.
She's been doing well financially. Like, it's definitely helped us like through this whole pandemic. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I'm all for it, dude. If I had a girl and she was good, I'll be like, babe, do it, please.
Do it. Yeah, no.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
We go out to dinner, and you know what I mean. They'll throw me the check. I'm like, you piece of shit. Daddy's paying the bills, and
so
that is
has
her.
it been more lucrative than you guys thought about what you thought, or how's it
I
been?
mean, it's anything else.
Is it just like
the
some
more
extra
work you
cash
put
for
into
spending?
it?
Yeah.
I mean, there was definitely a period. So we did the alcohol delivery thing, and that was super tight.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't. Like
Why?
the first couple months of pandemic, it was like all these long time established bars got like a well earned vacation. Like, let's go back to like, you know, the before times. It's March 2020. You know, we've all got to close, and lots of these bars that have been like mainstays and staples, and like running a bar is so much work. And if I was as established as a lot of bars, I also would have taken like March, April, May off, which a lot of places in town did. Like, I hope they had a really good vacation. Like, I know plenty of places that just closed, and then like we kind of had this like monopoly for a little bit where we had like all the alcohol sales, and everyone was like, support local, and like that worked. And then it seemed like June, all these bars were like, okay, COVID's not going anywhere. We need to start doing this. And all of a sudden there were, you know what I mean, like dozens of places delivering alcohol, which like, good. I'm glad that people got to get some revenue. So there was a couple months where that was like super lucrative. And then we did that like very brief reopen for in person, and then we went backwards. And then like that just kind of like killed kind of everything.
Yeah.
Like there was like this open close that just like fatigued everyone.
Yeah.
And like all the people that were trying to support local, it's like difficult.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, and then we started doing the barbecue, which was cool. And like that, it sustained. Like it wasn't like a super lucrative thing. And like the amount of work that went into it was totally not worth the amount of revenue that came out of it. But like, I see all these people with staffing problems now, and it's like, cool. We kept our whole staff the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I think I lost one staff member, and like it's because he didn't want to ride a bus during COVID. Like everyone, we actually like picked up. We have more people than we went into COVID with, and that's
cool.
tight.
Uh-huh.
So, but that wasn't like super duper paying the bills. So like,
Yeah.
just having this extra revenue stream was so nice. Like it was like we have this money that the cost of goods sold is just your time. And like, like being a hot chick is like a lot of work. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it. Like you want beauty products, like do you want good ones that like make your skin better, not worse? That's expensive.
Yeah.
Like you like cute outfits, that's expensive. Like all these things, like you want my wife's time, that's expensive. Like she does like so much back end
how'd
stuff.
she start? I mean, and again, we could edit all this out if you want, but how did she
fine.
start gaining customer base or followers? How did she go about it?
One of my wife has like a background in digital marketing, so like I'm the product. Here I go. Like that's been good. Also, so she did a lot of Twitch streaming in the past.
Oh, dope, dude.
And that was like a hey community, like I mean anything like that, and like like it's about community building. Like it's not just about the content; it's about the community that follows the content. So she's just kind of always had a community.
Does she still stream on Twitch? Is that like
a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. We moved. We're not in Alger anymore. My internet no longer comes from a satellite. The entire time I lived in Alger, I never had internet better than 5 megabits per second. Like we are talking one device.
That's torture.
That can stream one thing at one time, and then Wi-Fi off on everything else.
Yeah, that booty internet. But yeah,
so that was a limiting factor.
Starlink would have been your go-to.
I gave Mr. Elon Musk the fat deposit for Starlink,
the
$500, and I need to refund that because I don't live in the boonies anymore.
Yeah,
but like, yes, Starlink. One of my homies, Adam, hit me up. He's like, "Here, I got this invitation, but I live, where people live. And you live where animals live. So maybe you could use this more than me." So Starlink's gonna be cool, but I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, dude, that's so nice.
So now she can stream. She can do all this stuff.
That's cool, man. She's got that side gig. If she ever wanted to come on camera and talk about it, like on a podcast, I would love to like.
Alex, when you watch this, you should totally come in here and talk about all the cool stuff you do because you know it better than I do.
So does it? Does she have like her own like room in your house with like good lighting and everything when she does everything? That's so cool, man.
Dude, I think she's got so much cool equipment. Sometimes I'll just come home and there's just like, oh, cool. It's a new tripod that is attached to a wall. Neat.
Yeah. This is the beautiful thing about the time that we live in with the internet. There's so much opportunity that never existed like 20, 30 years ago before the internet. Like you can literally get off work from your normal job and come home and have a side hustle, whether it's streaming on Twitch, doing OnlyFans, building an online business on Amazon or eBay, Etsy.
Oh, she does it all.
Yeah.
We got a Glowforge.
What's that?
Oh man, it's cool. It's a freaking laser.
It's a laser?
It's a laser.
What do you do with it?
You engrave, you cut, you do whatever I should have brought anything. I should be wearing her pendant. I'm so shit. I like woke up. I was like, I'm gonna get all this stuff done today, and then didn't get any of it done.
Yeah.
But we bought it's like this laser, and it etches, it engraves, it cuts. It's got like a big bay. You put stuff in, and she's making products she's selling online, like beautiful pendants with cool art on it.
Oh, that's dope,
She's making. We opened a magic store.
Yeah, right next to your place.
Right next to our place, and she makes a lot of the stuff that we sell there.
Oh,
she's brilliant. She said that there is a bored girlfriend market that game stores do not touch.
A bored girlfriend?
Bored girlfriend. You come in. You want to sell me your magic cards. You're going to talk to me for 60 straight minutes. Your girlfriend is now a bored girlfriend. My wife is often the bored girlfriend. So she's like, we should be capitalizing on this.
That's
and
funny.
so, she's got her area in the store where she hangs all of her jewelry. She prints on stuff. I'm such a jackass. I really should have brought any of it.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, you send me pictures, and when I edit this video, I put it up on the YouTube.
I will.
Up. Yeah.
Sweet.
That'd be cool.
So she makes all this cool stuff, and then people's bored girlfriends, sit around and they're like, "Oh, cool, pretty jewelry."
Oh, that's
and like
cool.
it is quality. Like she makes super cool shit, and then
is it like hooked up to a computer? And you put the design on the computer, and it lasers it all out.
Exactly.
That's dope.
So like in the background, my wife also just like low key taught herself CAD.
And
like there's a lot that goes into it, and like she's super good at dialing it all in. On the outside, it's like, oh, cool, pretty jewelry.
You guys sound like two entrepreneurs that came together.
Imagine that.
Whose idea was the OnlyFans?
The OnlyFans was hers, and
were you super receptive to it right away? You're like,
oh, absolutely,
go for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk about, but there's stuff.
This is gonna be hard to edit because like we keep interjecting like
no, I know
into like normal conversation, but and it's my fault because I keep asking. Because
no, there's nothing that needs to be edited out.
My brain is like, I love this stuff, but
I just mean for her. I don't know if I'm saying too much. She was actually hit up by Suicide Girls.
Okay.
Apparently the like owner of Suicide Girls, like the main guy, was just like going through Reddit and just like made his list of like the 10 hottest women on the internet, and she was on there, and she was reached out to by like their like recruiter photographer. Her name is Penny, and she's wonderful. And they got together in June and shot her debut set or whatever. There's details that I'm probably gonna mess up here, and that's okay. And those things have like a 6-month pipeline. So at some point, she's just gonna like be a suicide girl.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And what's involved with all that? Is it pictures on the internet, magazines?
You get to join their branding and website, which is just like millions of follower network. Yeah,
dude, your girl's gonna kill it, dude.
Oh, she's already killing it. I know. It's like
I've never been on OnlyFans, so I don't know if this is public knowledge or if it's a private thing. Does she? How many subscribers does she have?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like Instagram where they show you all your followers or whatever. But
she's actually, I think she moved on from OnlyFans. I think she's on Fansly now.
Oh, what's that?
Another OnlyFans.
A similar one.
An OnlyFans that didn't publicly decide that they were gonna.
Dude, there's been many moments where I wish I was just born a hot chick. In this day and age, I would be on Twitch streaming,
bro. If you
don't have to be good at video games.
If you just like cooked in your underwear, I guarantee you have followers.
Dude, you could become a millionaire, just a hot chick on Twitch playing video games, and then do your OnlyFans on the side off of your Twitch platform if you built it up. I was like, I wish I was a hot girl. There's never been a better time in human history to be a hot chick than now, with all the opportunity online to make cash.
Dude, sometimes I'll just wake up and it's like, she's like, all right, I got manic and I didn't sleep, but I made 2 weeks worth of content.
Yeah.
And then it's like, cool. She doesn't have to work for 2 weeks.
Wow.
She just like, not doesn't have to work, but like doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, pre-internet, you pretty much had to be a model or like a legit sex worker, probably.
Which,
you know what I mean?
Which she did a lot of modeling prior to this too.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, like she's got her K back on her Instagram. She's all excited.
What's the K? What do you mean?
Like when you get 10K followers, you get your K.
Oh, really? I didn't know
that. you can't do the swipe up for a link unless you have your K.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
And she was doing nude modeling really, really hard for a couple of years, and it went really well for her, like doing shoots constantly. And then we opened this bar.
Yeah.
And it just like sucked out any will to do anything else but work on this bar.
Yeah. So how have things been? It's funny, right before you came here, I was looking at the last time you were on the podcast, September 24th. It's been almost exactly 1 year.
Way to go.
Yeah, almost exactly
Look
1
at
year.
us. We look good after a year.
What's that?
We look good after
We
a
haven't
year.
aged at all.
No, not at all. I grab the tweezers and like pull the grays out of my beard, and I look at them and you can see them turn from black to gray, and I'm like actively aging.
Oh, dude, you want to know something funny? I distinctly remember this. This is probably a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I was in the mirror in the morning. I was getting ready. I think I had maybe freshly shaved, right? And I'm sitting there in the mirror, and I'm looking in the mirror as I'm shaving. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I see this weird discolored hair on the side of my head. I'm like, is that the lighting? Is that the light hitting it weird? I'm like, oh shit, that's a gray hair. It's like, I'm getting old.
As crazy as both my parents' families are, and they are nuts, they all have great hair. I'm so blessed.
I'm not.
Like, my dad's like 72, still has a full head of hair.
Really?
Like, my mom is 25 and like beautiful hair.
Do you see? So here's the thing. My dad has the little bald patch that some guys get right here, right? I started to get that, but then I also take testosterone injections twice a week to keep my testosterone up. And but the reason men go bald typically is testosterone in the hair follicles. That's what causes guys' hairs to thin and fall out. Not every guy, because we all have testosterone, but some people, that's the way testosterone reacts with your hair, and you go bald that way. So I have lost a lot of hair, and it's gotten very thin. October 14th, about a little over a week from now, going down to Bellevue to a hair transplant clinic to get a free consultation. So I'm planning to have that surgery. I know, dude. I can't. I hate losing your hair as a guy, because it's like it's either one of two things. Either I go bald, I'm just a bald guy from now on, or I get the hair transplant, because I got like, I'm not like terribly bald, but it's very thin on top. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but
you brave man.
Don't like it, man. Don't like it. Yeah. It's like
not a feeling thing. Getting old sucks.
Getting old does suck. I hate people that like celebrate being old as if it's so great. It's great in this respect. As you get older, you typically, hopefully, have better friendships, better romantic relationships. You've had a whole lifetime to develop, coping skills with stress and frustration and dealing with the world and politics and money and social situations. Hopefully, over the years, you've built up your wealth. You have a nice home.
You learn how to get rid of people that don't belong in your circles.
Exactly.
It's like as I get older, I think that's the thing that I've learned the most is like.
How old are you again?
31.
So I'm 37. I learned it at 37.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So you're ahead of time. You're ahead of the curve.
I've learned it a couple times and I still struggle with it. But like we've worked so hard and we've gotten to this point where just like we have no drama in our life. And like every time we have drama, it's like, all right, step back. Who's new?
Yeah.
Who's causing these issues? Like,
That's the key thing for happiness for a lot of people is not just friends, but even family members is you have to prioritize your mental health first to keep someone in your life because either they're family blood related but they're toxic negative or they're an abuser to you as a child or they make you unhappy when you're around them. For your own mental health you have to just cut them off and build a solid circle of the family you never had. If your family's fucked up and you don't have those close relationships,
make new family.
you have to do it.
Yeah.
I've done it. I haven't talked to my dad for years. My mom and I have patched things up a little bit, but I have a fucked up childhood, fucked up family, and it's like it's better for me to be away to not communicate than to communicate because
totally.
it just fucks. It doesn't make me happy. So I was like, especially as a business owner, you know this, but like I'm so fucking busy that when I do have time to actually hang out with people, I want it to be people that make me feel good, whose company I enjoy, who I call them my ride or die friends.
Oh, absolutely.
My friends where if I need money or I need help or my car breaks down 2 or 3 hours away, they're coming to get me.
Totally.
No matter what. Not just when it's convenient for them, but because we're friends, they drop what they do, they come.
Oh yeah,
to the rescue.
I got such a small. You ever owned a truck?
No.
Okay, I own a truck.
Okay.
Like I daily at Tacoma, and when you are a person that owns a truck,
everyone calls you to move.
Everybody calls you like.
I'm glad I know.
Like you'll get a text message that starts with, "Hey, you have a truck, right?" And it's like, there's such a small group of people that I love so much that I would just drop anything to go get whatever you need. I got you. And like, it's one of those fun little metrics. It's like, who would I drop everything to go help with the truck right now? Like the other day, my buddy Tim was like, "Hey, I got to go pick up my partner's birthday is today. I bought this cool art easel. Can you come pick me up with your truck?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely." Yeah. And then, somewhat before that, one of my other friends hit me up and they were like, "Hey, you got a truck, right?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It has commercial insurance and I can't actually do anything personal with it." Which is true.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I am by nature the people pleaser type.
Yeah.
So for a lot of my life, I would say yes to things or situations I didn't want to do with people who I didn't really make me feel great, but I would do it anyway.
But the reciprocity is so important.
Yeah. And now that I'm older, it's like, no, I'm not hardcore in the sense I'm a dick, but I'm just like, no, if I don't really like you or if I don't really want to be around you, the answer is no. And I don't feel bad about it
Learning
anymore,
to say no
you know what
is
I mean?
like such an important lesson. Yeah. Like, it's hard.
It is because...
Try running a business though to get easier. Somewhere around the 100th person you have to let go. You really lock it in.
Yeah. Well, that's because as you get older, and especially when you.
Speaking of ride or dies, shout out to Gary of Gary's Barbecue, who is so sweet and just checking on me because we haven't talked in a while.
Where's Gary's Barbecue?
Gary's Barbecue. He just opened up a new spot in Linden. He sells super awesome smokers. Shout out Gary.
Shout out Gary.
Literally, we're talking about ride or dies, and Gary's just like, "Hey man, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's okay." Like, who cares about you? Who calls you and doesn't need anything? Yeah. Those are the people that you care about.
And I got those friends. I redid my circle a few years ago.
It's so good to do.
I redo. Yeah, and I got my friends to be like my best friend Kate, like last week, she's like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she's like, "Hey, just checking in. Hope you have a great day. Hope things are going well, whatever." And we talk frequently. I mean, there isn't a week that goes by we don't like talk in some way, but just random.
Remind me, you're not from here, right?
I am from Port Angeles, where I was born and raised.
Okay, so somewhat from here.
I've lived here for 6 years this month, and then I lived here 3 or 4 years when I went to Western. So I'm on like 8 to 10 years. I've been here.
From Florida.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
And like, when you move across the country, you learn.
What do you learn?
You learn who gives a shit.
Okay.
Like, you got all these people you've known since you were a kid, and then like once you're not there anymore, it's like,
yeah,
you just stop hitting people up, and
what's
people
interesting
stop
about
hitting
that?
you up.
Maybe you could chime in on this. This was a fascinating thing to me. Now that I'm older, I realize this is a common theme with a lot of people, and this isn't unique to me. But like, you go to school, whether it's college or high school or wherever, or you work a job where you're like super tight with people in college or wherever. Like, you guys go to parties together, you go out to eat, you hike together, you do all kinds of cool shit. And then one of you moves away for work or whatever, and then nothing. Almost like the relationship was only that relationship while you were in proximity to each other, but then slowly over time, as you moved away, things just kind of faded. I just remember in college,
people grow.
Yeah,
and you can grow in a different direction than someone. And like, cool, when you guys were near each other in proximity, like, you know what I mean, your strengths and weaknesses, skills and shortfalls, whatever, like, you know, they worked with each other and
Yeah.
you were able to have like a mutually beneficial relationship. But like, it's okay to have disposable friends.
Yeah.
Like sometimes
That was something I had to learn because I thought, oh, we're just tight friends. I didn't think a distance thing would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just remember like the only person I'm in touch with from my college group is my friend Becca. Shout out to Becca, who's a close friend of mine.
Love you, Becca.
But her and I are the only ones who really keep in contact with the others from our college group. And it's interesting because I had, one friend who I was really, really close. This is really weird. Really, really close to in college. And then after we all graduated college for about a year, we all meet in Seattle periodically to go out to dinner. And then it just kind of faded and stopped. But this one friend, I don't know if I already said her name. If I did, I'll beep it. Well, I'll say it again. Her name, her name is Megan, but I'll beep it out. But she would text me on my birthday, and she'd be like, because she follows me on Facebook, she'd be like, "Happy birthday! Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's good." That'd be the only time from the year that I'd hear from her is on my birthday, and I'd follow up the text, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing? Like, where you working? How are things going?" No response, nothing. A whole year goes by. Text me again on my birthday. "Happy birthday. Hope everything's great. Hey, how's it going? How you doing?"
But then
Nothing. No response.
But then you look forward to it
Yeah.
on your birthday every
Well,
year.
no, I stopped responding because the third time it happened, I'm like, "What is this? This is weird. Why do you just text me once a year?" And then I try to follow up to see how you're doing, and there's like nothing. Like this.
And
is
then the
odd.
text screen literally is just a full page of happy birthday. Thanks, how are you?
Yeah.
Nothing. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks, how are you?
I'm just like, those aren't the friendships I really want, right? I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but yeah.
I appreciate the people that'll call you out of nowhere, you call them out of nowhere, and you talk like nothing's wrong. I also appreciate the people that just like, life went on and we fucked off in different directions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
cool.
Uh-huh.
Like, I got married, which is tight, and a lot of my other friends got married, which is tight, and then some of them had kids, which is tight, and then like something happens when you have a kid, man. You're just like, that's it. Life's different now.
Yeah.
Like,
Are the kids in your future? You guys, I guess. No.
We just took in our 15-year-old nephew, and like, that's a good role.
Yeah.
We're good, like aunt and uncle, like guide you. I'm not trying to change diapers.
Yeah.
Babies are stinky. Like maybe someday, but like we have like a hard. We'll talk about this in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like we're so just like professionally focused and like I don't know, man. Like we have goals.
Yeah.
And those goals will be very difficult to achieve with a baby.
Yeah.
Like
what are some of those goals? Any you could share?
So if I had $1 million.
Okay.
And that's why this is a long-term goal. So we opened this card shop. We leased the unit next to ours. It was supposed to open, April 2020, and then, March 2020 happened.
Yeah.
So we had a whole year to kind of like prepare and also grind and blah, 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 whatever. We got it open. We have the card shop, and the card shop is just like it's blowing us away how just quickly it is just like catching on, doing well. Like it's amazing. And like, I'm like, man, I wish I had some more space.
Yeah.
And like, the lounge was very successful pre-COVID because we put the work in to grow the community. And like, 18 months or whatever it is of not seeing that community face to face.
Yeah.
It's what we were just talking about. Like life moves on for people. And like life's moved on for a lot of people that used to hang out at the lounge, once a week, once a month, whatever. So like, I mean, we have some traffic. Like I love the patrons that come in. Like we're very grateful for everyone that comes in and spends $1. And like the community store is amazing, but like that just like really, really tight knit community just like doesn't feel like it exists right now beyond like a couple of like core people. Like the ride or dies, but like ride or dies don't sustain your business. Like, like ride or dies just make it so when people come in they feel more comfortable. And like we're just like not a super pandemic friendly business, and it's like really shown us, our whole original business plan was we're gonna go in Fairhaven. It's not downtown. We're gonna build it. It's gonna be amazing. And we did that, and then that was taken from us. And it's like, man, what I would love to do is take the lounge, move the lounge downtown. If it was a downtown business, it would crush.
Yeah.
It would like who doesn't want a retro video game arcade? But also like we're far from downtown. Like and that is what it is. Like pre-COVID, we had a lot of traffic that you'd see coming down from Linden, coming up from Skagit. Like people would travel to the lounge to hang, and that was great. But if I had $1 million, I would move the lounge downtown.
Why $1 million?
I don't know. I really probably could do it for 150,000. when I sat down, I say $1 million because it's unrealistic, but like really, I've done the numbers. 150,000 would do it and give us a cushion.
Yeah.
There's a spot downtown. I would love it, and then we would bust down the wall between the units and let Cardhaven be all 5,000 square feet of the two units. Just kind of revamp the bathroom situation a little bit, and like, it'd be so good.
You need those disaster relief loans.
Oh, I know. I
dipped in.
Did you? We did
times.
Did you get your EIDL?
I got them for both my businesses.
Way to go.
And a second time around too.
Let's go. I didn't do the second
I went
EIDL.
hard on the second one. I went
Did you?
hard on it because. Well, go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Oh no, I've thought about that. I was looking. I got the email this morning. There's a grant that I think Commerce Washington is doing. It's like are you a business affected by the border being closed? Like apply. And I was looking at it. I was like, yeah, that's us. Like I miss all of you from Vancouver that used to come down and party. Like we miss you.
Yeah, Canadians, man. It's
oh my God,
it's
there's
fucked
no
up.
Canadian
they don't let
traffic.
them over.
Oh my God, like
I always thought for the longest time the Canadians were like, no U.S. people can come across the border, and the border's closed. And then we're like, all right. We can have some U.S. people. You guys can start coming over now if you're vaccinated. And we're like, nah, no Canadians.
We used to have.
What's up with that?
We used to have this running joke with our Canadian patrons, and it's just like Canadians tip one of two ways. You either get the $0 tip, which doesn't really happen, or like a lot of Canadians smash that 75. We have a 75% tip button that I made as a joke one time.
Oh yeah.
Because they gave me 4 options and I only needed 3, and I cannot believe how many people hit that 75% button. No shit. Like
fuck.
Yeah. Like thanks, guys.
I didn't do that for my shop.
I cannot believe how often 75%. It happens. 75% tip, like
fuck.
Tight. And sometimes it's like, cool, this $100 night could be a $175 night. Like,
yeah,
and like those patrons are cool shit. Like,
damn.
But
dude.
Also like you're buying our love.
Yeah.
When we are busy, when there are 30 people
sale.
at that rail, when you come in, you are getting help first.
Yeah. Oh no, totally for sale. I get a lot of free products that I'll give away to our regular customers in the store. I gave one of my regulars like this old Pokemon set. I forget what it was, but on eBay it's like $150 to $300, and I had 4 or 5 of them just sitting up here.
Still got them.
They're all gone. I sold. One guy came in, wanted some Pokemon because Pokemon is hard to get.
Pokemon is still hard to get.
So what happened? This is probably like 3-4 years ago, whatever. I used to buy a lot of stuff off online websites: Target, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, Toys R Us, whatever, you name it. I'd buy stuff on sale or clearance and flip it for normal retail on Amazon. I bought these Pokemon sets, and I don't know Pokemon, that's why I can't tell you exactly what it was. I bought these sets a long time ago. I put them online, was selling them on Amazon. I think Amazon came on the listing and tanked the price way down. They were no longer profitable to sell. I pulled them off of Amazon. I put them up in the store. I had them sitting there for probably like a year, sold none. I was like, fuck it. Pulled them off the shelf, stuck them up in storage. Fast forward a few years later, now they're worth
Pokemon
hundreds of
product.
dollars. And one customer came in, started dropping knowledge and educating me on on Pokemon because he came in. I was like, oh, well, I have these Pokemon sets, and we looked them up. They're worth like hundreds of dollars each, and I sold one of them to original price for $35. I'm like, it's yours for $35 because he told me about it.
What a homie!
So I gave it to him for $35, which is the original price. We had it stickered, and then my worker, I sold her one at a 20% discount because we get 20% off for employees. So she got it super dirt cheap. Then I gave one to my regular customer who comes in all the time. Spent him and his shout out to Ellie and they come in all the time.
Wait. Which Ellie?
Ellie
worked
and
at
Will.
Casa?
Ellie and Will. They're a married couple.
We got an Ellie that we love as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same Ellie.
I'll pull her up. But Will, he comes in. He gave us like a Funko figure just for free to sell in the store for like $30 that he didn't want. So they're cool. They come in all the time. They support us. So I gave the other one to Will, and then I kept one for myself. So I hooked up the community, gave one to our regular for free.
What a sick move.
One in my pocket for me. I took the least valued one. I gave Will the most expensive.
Oh boy, you and I are totally different. This morning, I've been.
This is Ellie.
That is not our same Ellie.
Okay.
But they look lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great.
So we got this magic shop, and one of the things that's always just like fascinated me with magic is the art. And like I am just diving in hard to the art community. The magic art community is just like, what a group of ballers. Like I exist in the hustling Prince world where like my biggest purchase was like $500.
Oh no shit.
And then sometimes you'll
see.
It was a Mox Dragon, which is just like a hand painted Pete by Dan Frazier. And there's like super limited, and I got it just to hang in the shop. Most of the stuff is to hang in the shop.
Tight, dude.
But there's some guys you'll see, it's like, oh, here's the original art painting for this card that's 25 years old, and then like it shoots to 6 figures awful quick.
Yeah.
So like I'm just like so fringe and such a small, tiny little.
We got any magic NFTs coming out yet? Have those hit the market?
Buddy, we should get to NFTs
when those go hard.
So that's what Alex is up to right now.
What is she up to? Research.
She's designing a regenerative NFT.
What's that?
So a regenerative NFT is basically where she will just make thousands of components, thousands of eyes, ears, like whatever. And then you will buy a minting of this, and it will create you one unique NFT of this character. and then that doesn't exist anymore. Then that one's pulled out of the pool.
Yeah. I went deep diving into NFTs last week. I got my whole MetaMask set up. I was looking at OpenSea, and I got what's Rarity.
Look at you, you're doing all of it right.
What's that?
You're doing all of it right.
Yeah, I was on Rarity looking at the upcoming projects. I was on Twitter following Gary V, his Instagram, like because when he
You'll have to buy one of Alex's NFTs.
Yeah, I will, dude. No, I'll totally mint one for sure.
Dude,
I'll shout out. I could shout out on Instagram, maybe do a pod even. But
dude, and Alex isn't the only person I know working on it.
Does she have a Discord and a Twitter for the upcoming project already?
Not yet. We got the drawing tablets and we're working on it. We did our first local labs last night, like just with each other.
Does she have any of her stuff online? I don't know.
Not yet.
I honestly don't know who your wife is. I've never seen her. I don't know what she looks like, but does she have an IG?
Oh, she's not real.
No,
her IG is everybody's waifu. And then for her art projects, it's I'm a demon with a 0 for the O.
This her?
Yeah.
So I'll give her a shout out. Damn, 12.2K followers.
Right?
Yeah, dude. Give her a shout out on the pod. We'll post her IG. That's dope, dude.
So yeah, we're getting into the NFT thing. Let me go back. Oh yeah, we're the exact opposite.
We jump around everywhere.
So I've been buying art, buying sketches, and I've like starting to like make friends in this magic community. Because like I'm super ADHD. Like the only thing that I can do to like manage my ADHD is I got to do the thing right away. Like or I'm screwed.
Yeah. This is ADHD Awareness Month, by the way, for the month of October.
We're here, and we don't know what month it is. So there's our community. So there's this set of 10 prints from a very well-known magic artist. And it's the set of 10 for these like prints he did for Secret Lair. I don't need to get into all of it. But basically, there's 10 sets of these that exist. They're all offered to the people that buy the original art. And they were like offered a set of prints, and 7 of them said yes, 3 of them said no. Somehow I ended up making friends with the art broker.
Oh, tight.
Who has these other 3 sets of prints. And he sold 2 of them. And then he hit me up. He's like, bro, what if we tried to sell them in the Cardhaven Discord? I was like, cool. Yeah. Let's try it. And the very first thing that I did was kept the coolest one. Which is going up on the wall. Yeah. But no, we sold these like basically at cost just to like our followers. Yeah. And
that's tight.
How many of them? There were 9 available because we kept 1. And I haven't even checked. We have sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that's tight, dude.
Swag.
Dude,
we like art.
There's so many avenues to like pursue to like make money as an entrepreneur. It's crazy. And you guys are in something like I do a lot of stock market investing, a lot of crypto investing.
Got any GME in your life?
What's that?
Got any GME in your life?
I do not. Do you?
A little bit.
Yeah, got a little bit. Did you get in a good price?
No. You know all those people that lost a bunch of money when they turned off buy? I was one of those people.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
No, I missed out on $3, but I did okay on Doge.
Dude, Doge. We got to talk crypto. We'll talk about that in a second because the NFT thing is very fascinating, and it's something I want to like dabble in. So I'm swing trading some crypto right now. I guess we'll just go into crypto. But
diving hard.
I'm swing trading.
Dude, I got to introduce you to my friend Jessica Greenwald.
Okay.
She was just on the cover of Southside Living. She works for Binance. And yeah, she's like,
where'd she live?
Bellingham.
Okay. Oh, dope.
Yeah, they moved here over COVID. Low key, the queen of NFT.
No shit.
Yeah, I will introduce the two.
Do you know her
of
IG?
Yeah.
I
don't want to say this.
I forget things.
Let me do the connecting of you two.
Dude, she'd be dope to talk to.
She would love to too.
Because I wanted to meet someone who knew a lot about NFTs. So besides watching YouTube videos and trying to learn about it myself, I could pick the brain of someone who actually knows what they're doing.
Let me see if she has one for NFT stuff specifically. Here, I'll give you Pixel Keet. Pixelkeet. I don't want to just like shout out her personal Instagram.
Yeah, no worries. Pixel Keet.
Yeah, and she's amazing. And her partner Tim. Yep, top one.
Top one.
Yep, her and
Pixel
her partner
Feet?
Keet. Like a parakeet.
Oh, there it is.
They also have a great bird, Lord Jello.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll connect the two of you.
Moved up from San Fran.
Yeah. Her and her partner Tim moved up here during COVID. They walked in one day and Tim basically said to me, "Oh, cool, we barbecue the same. We're best friends now." And then like we were.
Nice. I wanted to ask you, are you still doing your barbecue?
No.
No.
No. Labor of love. Like we were very
Just
transparent from the
temporary.
get-go.
Okay.
Like this is a pandemic pop-up thing. Like
Uh-huh.
this is like a side quest.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. My wife was like, "You've always wanted to do a barbecue restaurant. You should do it." Because
Yeah.
we kept ignorantly thinking COVID wasn't going to last that long.
Yeah. That was cool.
For the first 3 months, it was real fun, and then after that, it became a real labor of love.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, I hate this every day.
Dude, one thing I've learned about like being an entrepreneur business owner is like you can never get to a point where you just settle on where you're at. You always have to innovate, create, stay on top of the new trends, where consumer attention is going, what's the new popular thing, and you always have to try to evolve your business as much as you can with the times, but also dabble in other things, spread out your sources of income.
Yeah.
It's a 20
You can't count on one revenue stream.
That's right. It's a 24/7 workout where I always think that you're on a treadmill that you can never get off of, because as soon as you say we're making some good money, cool, let's just leave it, go lay on the
Surprise!
beach.
Here's a pandemic.
There's gonna be the new up and coming hungry people who are hungry to succeed, and they're gonna go out there and crush your business. Like you've seen multi-billion-dollar businesses become extinct or almost extinct. You got the Kmart's, the Borders Books, the Blockbusters.
Bro, remember when
You just-
Sears didn't turn into Amazon?
What do you mean?
Like all these businesses that were just like so poised, like to
Yeah.
take over the world. Like Sears could have easily turned those stores into warehouses,
Yeah.
and they already had a catalog. Like, but instead they were ignorant to the internet, and then Bezos came in and
Killed it. Well, it's
Killed it.
like you do know the story about Netflix and Blockbuster.
Mhm.
They
Well,
tried to sell it to him. Blockbuster laughed him out of the room, and now they put him out of business. But they had a chance to buy Netflix. Blockbuster did, and said, "Nah, you guys, whatever."
no one's ever gonna catch on to this.
Dude.
So I
Bad
I
move.
worked at Blockbuster
Oh, did
during
you?
all of that.
Uh-huh.
I remember the day I knew that Blockbuster was going to be done.
Oh, really?
It was so we used to have a DVD they used to have a DVD by mail program as well.
Oh, no shit.
And
I
the
didn't know
cool
that.
thing was you could bring your DVD into the store and drop it off if you wanted.
Uh-huh.
And it was just kind of part of the daily Blockbuster duties to take those and mail them off to other stores or whatever. And I remember one day we got the notice, and it was like, you can no longer accept the DVDs by mail in store. And I remember distinctly thinking, oh, Blockbuster's not going to make it.
Oh, shit.
Because
dude.
like that was what Blockbuster had over Netflix, was the physical store.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you try to separate them as two businesses, like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think speaking of Sears, I think I read 2 weeks ago they closed down their original store in whatever state. Like they're pretty much just done.
Rip.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Could
man.
have been Amazon.
What's that?
Could have been Amazon.
You had the opportunity.
No innovation.
I mean, that's why it's like you can't get to a point where you think money's good, we're doing great, we'll just have other people run it, we're going to travel the world. You're going to get put out of business because there'll be a new thing you're not even aware of because you're not paying attention.
Unless you're Tom from MySpace.
Right?
You ever check in on that guy?
No.
Oh my God, he cashed out
Uh-huh.
and he just travels the world taking pictures now.
No shit.
No shit.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, he's just great.
Tom.
So everyone else in the world, we have to work hard. Tom
Yeah.
did it right.
Yeah, the OG social network, or one of them. Yeah. But back
Remember when you were younger and you used to bounce around?
Uh-huh.
Like we had your Xanga, and then you
yeah.
moved to LiveJournal,
Yeah.
and then you moved to MySpace, and then you moved to Facebook.
There was
and
another
then we
one.
just got stuck on Facebook.
There was one in my early 20s I really liked that no one
Friendster?
ever talks about. I think it started with an S or something. It was, oh my God, it was like something Wire maybe or whatever, but it was a profile thing you could create and you could just message other users, and it was really cool and really friendly layout, and then they just shut down one time. I can never remember what it was called, but yeah, it's kind of funny how things evolve, but yeah, back to the crypto. So
Back to
how was your
crypto.
Dogecoin experience? Tell me how
Oh.
you got started with the Doge. I'm curious.
FOMO.
Okay.
FOMO. When that
FOMO.
first time that it bumped to 4 cents, after it had been like 0.0001
Yeah.
forever, a bunch of my friends made like a bunch of money, and I was like,
Yeah.
shit, am I missing out?
Uh-huh.
And I downloaded Robinhood and I started playing with it and
Yeah.
started doing the buy when it hits 3, sell when it hits 4 game.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
my friends pulled me aside and taught me about like capital gains tax. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, maybe we're not a day
Hold
trader
it.
extraordinaire.
Capital gains tax for everyone listening. If you make an investment in crypto, stocks, or real estate, you hold it for a year or longer, you only pay 15 to 20% tax on your profit. If you hold it less than that, you have to pay your normal income rate, tax rate, whatever, 30 to 35% usually.
So don't sit there and play the buy and sell all day game, or you will bite
That's
yourself
why
in the
day
butt.
trading and swing trading is really hard to come out in the end, because not only the taxes, but it's just a dangerous game. But anyways,
So
yeah, go ahead.
I did that a little bit, and it was fun. And I just kept dropping dollars into Doge, and I was somewhat new to crypto. And just from like a social trend, I was just like, okay, this is just one of those things that's going to happen and get out. And it seemed like this culmination was this like Saturday Night Live Super Bowl thing. And like clearly Elon Musk was pumping it, but like
hard. Yeah.
that's fine. Like sell every time he tweets, buy the dip.
Yeah.
And then I think I got out at like 70 cents.
You smart man.
And then
how many did you own at that point?
A lot.
A lot.
But like also COVID,
Yeah.
that money went to my bank account and just like immediately got eaten by bills, and like I didn't do anything cool with that money.
So I was following Elon Musk on Twitter. I still am. But back in January, he started tweeting about Dogecoin, and it was a little under a penny or almost at a penny. And what happened to me in 2018 was I FOMO'd Bitcoin and Ethereum when that was the last crypto spike. And a week later, after I put money into it, thousands of dollars, it crashed and didn't do anything for about 3 years. So when
Best to just forget you have it.
Yeah. So, and by the way, I had taken my Bitcoin, Ethereum. I also bought XRP and XLM. I took them off and put them on a cold storage wallet. But somewhere along the line, I don't know if something got hacked or something weird happened. I've lost my Bitcoin and Ethereum from back then, and all I have is my XLM and my XRP. Boo. So I lost my Bitcoin and Ethereum that I did have. But I bought it at the peak, and then it dropped. I bought it when it was around 19,000. I bought some Bitcoin, and I bought Ethereum. I don't even remember at what it was at then. So
so many people. I remember people sitting me down and saying, Ethereum just hit $200. You should dump all your money into it. Yeah. And I remember being like, no, I'm going to put more money into my business. And I should have shut up and listened.
Yeah. So this time around, January, when I saw Bitcoin or Dogecoin doing its thing, I was like, I got burned last time. Fuck it. I'll put $1,000 in at a penny, because I thought I did my Google search price prediction for Dogecoin and like $1 Doge. And I'm like, fuck it. I'll put $1,000 in. If it hits $1 and make 100 G's, I can do that.
You can retire for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I was like, and I didn't tell any of my friends, because when it comes to investing, I'm always hesitant to tell any of my friends, because I remember how I got burned, and I don't want to tell my friends, and they're like, oh, okay, I'll trust Sal. He knows. And then they put their money in and they lose
also,
it.
I feel like we should note none of this is financial advice.
None of this is financial advice.
Don't listen to us at all.
Every investment video on YouTube, this is not financial
advice.
Yeah, so I put $1,000 in at a penny. Then it went up to 3.3 cents. I was like, okay. I put like another 1,000 in. Then it went up to like 4.8. I put like 650 in. And then it went up to almost 7 or around 6.8 cents. And I'm like, you know what? It's better than 100 grand is 200 grand. So I put like 4,300 more in.
Nice.
And then it shot up. It did its dance. And, it did the 70. And I was going to be a long-term hodler and wait for it to go to $1. So it did its 70 spike. 420 day was a disappointment. Came back down. I sold half at 30 cents. So I was invested. I put about 7 grand total into Doge. I had a little over 200,000 coins. So I sold half at 30 cents, which gave me my 7,000 back plus a $23,000 profit.
Way to go.
And then I held the half, and I put all that 23,000 into stocks. And then I held on to that 100,000 coins I still had left. And from watching all these videos, everyone's talking about Ethereum and all, the London hard fork they're coming out with, and all these updates, and Ethereum 2.0, and everyone's like, Ethereum is going to be the big thing. It's probably going to overtake Bitcoin in terms of market cap.
Well, Ethereum is the one that's putting in all the work to be actually able to be taken as payment.
It became a deflationary crypto. They're using it for NFTs. So I took at 23 cents. I sold off the rest of my Doge. So I made a $46,000 profit altogether on Doge.
Damn, way to go!
I put all that 23,000 into Ethereum, and then I added another 7 grand into Ethereum, and then like a couple weeks ago I put another 40K. So I've invested 80K.
Jeez,
into
good
Ethereum
for you, dude.
That I'm still rolling with. So I'm up about 26,000 on my overall Ethereum investment at the moment. So I'm swing trading 40K. So what I did was Ethereum was dropping from around 4,000 and it came back down to around 27 to 29.
I bought a little bit at that point.
Did you?
I was like, we're under 3.
Yeah, I was like, it's hovering right here, and I was like, you know what? I've been, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in stocks, but I was like,
damn, what a baller, Sal.
Thank you. I was like, I want to get into swing trading.
Don't buy a bar.
But I want to get into swing trading, and I was like, because I want to see if I can make some cash. Because all my investments are long-term, 3, 5 to 10 year holds. These are all long-term.
Good goals.
I'm not pulling them out, but I want to have some money that I can play with just for fun, to see if I can build a little bankroll for swing trading, right? So I'm like, I had a credit line. Well, I have a credit line at US Bank for like 45K. So I pulled 40K out. I stuck it into Ethereum at 2,900. I was like, when this shoots back up to 4K, I'm pulling that 40K out, sticking it back in, and that'll make me a profit of a little over 13,000. And that could be my little play bankroll that I use for swing trades or buying NFTs as because I've educated myself on NFTs. I'm still a noob. I know in any area of life, as you know, when it comes to investing, you have to pay for your education.
You sure
so
do.
you're going to make mistakes with your money. So I need a bankroll that I can play with and make mistakes with. So I'll mint some NFTs. If they flop, I learn. But I want to have a bankroll that I can play.
Did you mint a few?
I've not minted any yet. I need to get back. I'm waiting for a good project. What I've discovered is there's a lot of shit projects where I've watched videos on what to look for a certain amount of Twitter followers, and be active in the Discord, see if the people that own the project in the Discord are responding and putting in content. And so I'm trying to educate myself on good projects to buy, because if you go and look, there's so many projects, and it's just going to eventually it's like baseball cards when I was a kid growing up. They printed so many that they all became worthless. So I'm looking for, if I could buy,
But that's what's kind of cool about NFTs though, is that there's one of each.
Yeah.
And it's like anything else, like the cream will rise.
Yeah. So I'm looking for, and I don't know. So I did a bunch of research like a week ago. I haven't gotten back to doing any more this week, but I need to, and that's why I'm starting to follow channels and stuff on Twitter and Instagram, because I'm trying to find stuff that's a good investment, like Beeple, his artwork. If David Cho started doing, if Magic, sports. I know Tom Brady came out with a line on DraftKings. Like, I'm trying to look for projects that. I know CryptoPunks and CryptoKitties were huge, and so I'm trying to find projects. But do you own some NFTs? Have you minted some?
I haven't minted any yet, but we're working on it. Like we're trying to pump out art every day, and we are getting to the point where it's like, okay, cool, our NFTs look like the NFTs that are starting to drop, and you know we've got people that have told us like, hey, if you make something and it's not crap, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely mint your girl's NFTs when she's ready, man.
Oh yeah,
I'll definitely mint one.
At some point, we'll this is. I don't want to call it back burner, because it's not back burner at all. Like, Alex is just putting the time into doing this right. But it's one of those things that once we are at the point where, our skill level is kind of at the break point of what we need, that we're just going to put the time and resources into doing all the way right.
That's so cool, man.
That being said, there are definitely some cool local artists you could support.
Oh, really?
Do you know Barrett Lizza?
No.
So he's got a shop over in Fairhaven.
Okay.
He's dope. He was just featured on Binance the other day, which is cool.
Oh, really?
And he's got some NFTs if you want to buy local.
Oh,
support
that's
some
tight.
local art.
That's tight. Say his name again?
Barrett Lizza. Barrett Lizza Designs in Fairhaven.
Oh, see
he was just featured on Binance the other day, which was dope.
How do you spell his IG?
Let me pull it up. We're just shouting out everybody we love.
I know, dude. We're gonna be spreading the love.
At BARRETTLIZZA.
There he is.
Alex just texted me. She's like, I just remember the last time that you and Sal got together. You were there for 3 hours.
I know. We just start rambling.
I'm like, I could do this for 3 hours.
Shout out to Alex. Welcome to come on anytime.
Oh man, everyone's always like, I want to hang out. I want to get to know your wife. How do I do that? And I'm like, you see, the problem is that she hates people. And that, sometimes I got to give her space because she hates people. Like I'm people. Like, it's not even anything that I've done. It's simply just like, girl likes a quiet room with no interruptions. Like,
no, I get it. I'm actually a very introverted person. I'm very private, very homebody-ish. I'm probably on this introversion scale. I'm definitely outlier. I'm very introverted, even for an introvert. I can socialize and be, talkative on a podcast, especially with my customers. But my natural habitat is home alone.
Oh, I know.
You know what I
I
mean?
love it.
That's my vibe.
Like from a professional standpoint, like I have to be outgoing. I have to like sales all the time, all this stuff.
You have to, yeah.
But like at the end of the day, when I'm by myself, I really just like a quiet room. Like throw me some headphones and like maybe like some dim lighting and like leave me alone.
Yeah. No, totally the same way. Yeah. So anyways, with crypto, I was just fortunate this time. It worked out with Doge. I started to tell my friends as it started to climb.
See, that's where you screw up. You can't tell them.
Well, I got them in and they made some money.
Well, good.
But because here's the thing, I didn't want to make a lot of money and then with my excitement go celebrate by telling my friends, dude, guess what? I just made this much money. And they're like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell me?
Because what if I was wrong?
Yeah. And then the thing, so I told them when I told them about it, I told them like, look, this is what I'm doing. And I told them like, I wanted to just let you know because it could be a good thing and it might go up and I might make some money, but I would feel bad if I didn't tell you. But it's your money. If you decide to do it, it's all on you if it doesn't work out. Because I don't want to ruin my friendship or damage it. Not, you know what I mean? My
I need
friends
you to
are
sign
pretty
this
solid.
liability waiver.
Yeah. Plus, I don't want to see my friends lose money. I don't want them to trust me that, oh, Sal knows. And so I'll follow Sal's advice and then they lose money and then I feel
But that's the thing,
bad.
is that nobody knows.
Yeah. So I told
Elon
them,
knows.
if you invest, on you. And they made some money. They did good. And so, yeah, it's fun to bring your friends along on your success. I guess
Oh, totally.
that's what I really like. So, but yeah, I just own Ethereum. I mine Dogecoin. I've been mining it since early January. I got 4 computers pumping. Got these 3 in here plus 1 at home. So I mine a little bit of Doge.
Do you need more equipment?
I think I'm good right now. Why? Do you have like extra computers just sitting around?
One of my homies sent me up the other day. He's like, I got all these high-end gaming rigs that
Oh, shit.
just fell into my lap if you know anyone that needs them.
They're just sitting around?
Just sitting around.
Wow.
Maybe I'll connect you.
Yeah.
We'll do it after the show.
Yeah. So
Good
yeah.
for you mining. I'm not saying a name. Someone I know very close to me just recently moved into a living situation where they were like, oh, all my utilities are included. I was like, all of them. Can I set up a mining rig?
Yeah, no shit, because the energy, the power. Well, by the way, I had to buy the Dogecoin wine.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the Dogecoin.
I love that.
I bought 2 bottles. How to represent the culture.
This has been the least fun time to be broke.
Oh, no, dude. Well, okay, well.
Shout out to my landlord for giving us zero relief.
I was
Fairhaven rent, whole pandemic.
Oh,
Please
my
support
God.
our businesses.
I was able to get 2 months pushed back, tacked on to the end of my lease for my business because I was.
Yeah, no, they tacked it all onto the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it was tough. But, yeah, that's the thing about making money with stocks or Doge, is like it takes money to make money. And so here's where I got a lot of cash that I use to invest is the disaster relief loans. And I looked into this. I had listened to a podcast months ago of a billionaire was on this podcast talking about how one of the advantages super wealthy rich people have over lower class and middle class is they can walk into a bank and take out a loan for hundreds of thousands of dollars at a super, super low interest rate of like 3 to 4% because they have so many assets that the bank's like, okay.
You're a lower risk. Here's a lower APR.
And what they do is they take that cash and they put it in the market because they know on average, if you just take an index fund like the S&P 500 index fund by Vanguard, like VOO is the ticker symbol, on average, that goes up about 10 to 15% a year. So as long as you're making investments into things that typically go up faster than the rate of interest that you're going to pay on that loan, it's win-win. The disaster relief loans came out. No payments for 2 years,
and then
3.75% interest rate, and you have 30 years to pay it back. So I took out hundreds of thousands of dollars and just dumped it in the market. I don't have to pay shit for 2 years. So it's just like, so I did all calculations. I'm like, dude, it's like, I'm not a rich guy. So it's like, that's an opportunity that fell in my lap. And do I want to take advantage of that opportunity or not? I decided to go for the opportunity. So the first loan I took out was to support my businesses and keep them alive. But then when they sent out that email a few months ago saying, hey, we raised the loan, you can apply for more funds now, up to $2 million.
Do you know if that's still open?
I believe it is.
We didn't do round 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do round 2 and move downtown.
You guys should do round 2. Well, that's why when you were talking about that, I was thinking about that. Because super low interest rate, no payments for 2 years, and you have 30 years to pay it back. So I think I was doing the calculations, like my payment's like $2,500 a month for 30 years. I'm just like, dude, I put that money in the market, let it roll for 2 years. That thing could be up 100 to 200 grand.
Yeah, I mean, if market outpaces interest, then who cares?
So I'm just like, so I literally dumped $250,000. I opened up a brokerage account for my corporation, and because I need on Fidelity, I transferred over $250K. I split it up among 15
Was that just
stocks.
like a really baller move? Did you feel like a baller?
I did.
Sal sitting on his toilet doing big trades.
Oh, dude, just playing with big numbers. And then like on my personal, which is on Robinhood, a lot of money was made from Doge, and then I put like $100,000 from another disaster relief loan in there, and then a lot of my other money. And then so I'm just kind of trying to emulate what rich people would do. And you know, dude, I just learned about this, and this is crazy. And this is, this blew my mind. So, you know about capital gains tax, right?
Of course.
Let's say you invest $300,000, let's say, or whatever, into crypto or stocks. Let's say it goes up and that portfolio is now worth $500,000. So now you have $200,000 profit. You've held it for over a year. You can cash out that $200,000 and pay your 15 to 20% capital gains tax on that. Or you can do something called securities-backed lending. What that is is you can take out a loan against your portfolio. So you go to the bank and say, I want to take out $200,000 loan against my portfolio. Then the interest rate that you have to pay on that loan is lower than the capital gains tax you would have to pay on that 200,000. So you get the 200,000.
So you're using your money as collateral
to take out a loan to take basically out a loan on your. So instead of selling it and paying 15 to 20%, you take out a loan for 200,000 and pay 5% instead. And that's what a lot of wealthy people do. They gave an example of like Elon Musk has paid zero in taxes, but that's how wealthy people pay zero in taxes is they take out a loan against their assets at a super low interest rate. And then
do the assets still sit there where they're making money?
They just sit there while they're making money.
Whoa. So you're just duplicating your money.
and so you could.
If only I had any money, Sal.
Dude, I know. And so you could either take that money, put it in the market, or live off it if you need money to pay your bills, and the money you're making from your business or whatever ventures you're in, you use to pay back the loan, but you're paying less taxes. That's why people need to be taught these things of how to like build wealth. I'm really bothered with a lot of politicians, a lot of they love to attack rich people, be like billionaires shouldn't exist and tax the rich and all this stuff. I'm like, I would love to see a message that's like, we're going to start changing the school system, or that we're going to come out with a program online to show the average person, middle class, lower class, or whatever, how to build wealth and how these things work. So we'll show you why it's important to invest into stocks or real estate or assets. Because of the capital gains tax, you will pay less tax rate on your income that you make from investing versus your job, because your job is taxed the heaviest out of income that you make compared to these other things. This is how wealthy people build wealth. Real estate, we'll teach you about 1301 exchange. We're going to teach you. I would love to see an education system put in place that, I have a 21-year-old daughter. A few months back, earlier this year, I had her start paying into a Roth IRA account. It's important because when you retire at 62, any profits you make are not taxed. And if you start investing into that early enough, you will be a millionaire by the time you're 62. Just based off the Roth IRA, you can max it out at $6,000 a year. This should be important. Everyone should have this. It should be just a standard thing that people should be told about. Most people have heard of 401k and IRA and Roth IRA, but they don't really know anything about it. So that's important. Every 2 weeks, I have my daughter taking 15 to 20% of her paycheck, putting it into stocks, and I throw in an extra $100 on top. So I got her investing. And so I was never taught this. I started investing in January of this year. Like seriously, I did a FOMO buy of Kodak a year ago. When Trump was president, he gave a speech that Kodak, the film company, was going to help with the manufacture of vaccines. So the stock shot all the way up to almost $200. I FOMO'd in, and then it crashed all the way back down. That was my first stock purchase, just like my first crypto purchase in 2018, where I FOMO bought and got burned. This year, I learned my burn lessons.
Consider tuition.
Yeah, pay for my education. And so now I don't do that anymore. But usually a good rule of thumb for everyone listening, by the time you hear about something skyrocketing, going to the moon, it's too late.
It's too late.
You've already
buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah, you missed the rocket ship. So
which is fine. It's better to miss the rocket ship than buy the rocket ship before it comes down.
But I tell everyone, listen, if you want to build wealth, you've got to start investing and do whatever you can. As an experiment, because a lot of people say, well, I live paycheck to paycheck, I have no extra money. As an experiment, when my shop was closed, I was working like maybe 10 hours a week total, because I have my online business, but that's kind of autopilot. I have one girl that manages all the inventory that comes in. I have workers, so I was barely working. I was like, I'm going to sign up for Instacart and start delivering Instacart just to see. I thought about creating a YouTube thing because I thought, and I didn't need it for the money, but I was like, I'm also going insane sitting at home because nothing was open. I was like, okay, so I signed up for Instacart. I was on the waiting list for 2 months, and I did Instacart for like 3 weeks in Bellingham.
How was that?
I tell you what, this is the great for everyone looking to make extra income. During the week, Monday through Friday, it's pretty dead. Not a lot of orders come in. You have an app. You get an alert when they call them a batch comes through. You can swipe and look what store, how much you'll get paid, how many items are in the batch. But it gets sent out to everyone in that area. So unless you accept it really quick, it usually disappears because there's not a lot of orders coming in Monday through Friday. The weekends, however, Saturday and Sunday are popping off. There's more orders than you can even imagine. So I was making $25 an hour on Saturday and Sunday, and I would make about $100 to $200 a day. So I'd work about 48 hours a day doing orders. So I thought to myself, anyone looking to make extra cash, even if you're doing $25 an hour, do it for 4 hours. Get up, start at 8 a.m. You're done by noon. You can still enjoy your weekend. You can make $100 on Saturday, $100 on Sunday,
and then put it all in a Doge.
$800 a month. that you have. Of course, you have to pay taxes on that 800. So let's just say 600. So anyone's like, I have no money to invest. That sounds nice, Sal, but there's a little side hustle. You know, I also signed up for Uber Eats, got approved, but never did any Uber Eats orders. But
Boy, what a terrible company.
is it?
Oh boy.
In terms of how they treat people, or what do you mean?
So we tried when we were doing the delivery system. Originally, it was like, okay, cool, we're gonna get on all these delivery platforms. It's gonna be great. And we were doing alcohol delivery, and Uber Eats just like straight lied.
What do you mean?
Yes, you can do alcohol delivery on our platform. Cool. Sign up now. Sign up. Comes time, spend the whole, do the thing where you unload your menu or you onboard your menu. It takes forever.
Yeah.
And they just delete it all.
What?
And I was like, oh, it must have been a glitch. Must have been weird. So I add it all again, delete it all. So I reach out to Uber Eats, which is like not a real thing you can do. And then I get my email back like 2 days later, and they're like, we don't support alcohol on our platform. And I'm just like, but your rep, like I very specifically said, I'm not interested in Uber Eats if I can't do the alcohol delivery because that is my business. Like no one's trying to buy, our macaroni and cheese bites. And they were just like, oh, well, the rep was wrong. Our bad.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was just like, you son of a bitch. Uber.
Oh, my God.
And then it's like, oh, you got to pay to ship the tablet back. I was like, really?
My God, dude.
And like, they just keep like such an insane chunk. But like, yes, for the drivers do Uber Eats. But like, as a restaurant, I was like, man, what an awful company to work with.
They do keep an insane chunk. And there's a sushi place. Shout out to Hakai Ramen and Sushi up here in Meridian by Bad Bath & Beyond.
Good.
My favorite go-to, I always get the Bellingham roll, no Pico, extra ginger. I love it. Shout out to Jack, the guy who owns it, with his wife, and makes great sushi. But I would get Uber Eats or what's the other ones? Not Viking Foods, but there's another one.
There's Grubhub.
But he was telling me they take so much money out of it that it wasn't even profitable for them to do it because they charge so much. Uber, they take such a big cut. So he stopped doing it. So I just, I'll go do my pickups now. But yeah, but for, I started my business, I don't want to sound like cocky or anything with the like investing where I'm talking about these big numbers and everything. And people are like, oh, well, good for you. You can do that. But, I started my business with $300 and I lived in my parents' house for 2.5 years.
Oh, don't sleep on the grind.
Yeah. From 32 to 35. I waited tables during the day. I grew my Amazon business and eBay business and went to garage sales and thrift stores and grinded to get to where I'm at right now. No one gave me a single dollar to do this.
Do you still go to garage sales?
I haven't in years and I miss it.
I got to garage sale a little bit during COVID.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You get some good shit?
Same thing as you. I was just, there was a period where we were closed and having to do all this licensing stuff. Yeah. And it was just like bored out of my goddamn mind. Like, like I'm working, like I'm not working. Like I'm not a person that can't work. So I was like, all right, well, eventually we get this card store open. I'm going to go find some cards. And I would just go to garage sale after garage sale. And I was like, man, this was so much more fun when I was younger. Now I'm just getting yelled at by old people because we were living in Alger, and very, very Skagit County. Yeah. And I'd be going out to, garage sales. I'd be like, hey, do you guys have any old video games or magic cards? And I just have these old ladies yelling at me like, no, we're a Christian home. We do not worship Satan. And I'm just like,
are you serious?
Oh, like,
they think like, people...
like a lot of times in a row. And I was just like, man,
dude,
Skagit County is wild.
It's insane, dude.
Like, I'm sure
people that think artwork is somehow like I mean, that's
but also like who cares? Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna knock anyone's religion.
It's insane. I used to go after video games, so I would there was an app, Yard Sale Treasure Hunter or something. It basically imported all the Craigslist ads into this app on your phone, so you could click on it and see. But I'd look. I figure out which sales I was going to hit. I would wake up early Friday, trying to be the early bird, first one there, Friday and Saturday. And those were the days I had to work the double at a restaurant, so I was pretty tired by the end of those days. But I would try to hit up video games because sold right away, super lightweight, cheap to ship. And I lived in Port Angeles where there was no real young people out there hustling garage sales. It was mostly the older crowd looking for antiques and tools.
See, it doesn't exist in Bellingham. There's too many people that are too savvy.
Yeah.
And like,
so you
can't wake up early enough to get the video games.
So I would go and scoop video games. And I would also buy certain shirts if they presented themselves, like Pendletons and other name brand stuff that I knew. I had the whole mannequin for eBay, taking pictures and stuff.
Nice, the hustle.
The whole lights. But
that's how we started the lounge, like the first time.
Oh no shit!
Like when we acquired our first couple thousand games, like a lot of garage selling, like a lot of offer up, a lot of Craigslist. Shout out to Brandon Tomlinson and Adam Schultz over at Cosmic Games because like before before Adamo and Cosmic, and he had like half of Finders Keepers, and it was just like a nightmare shit show. Like we met each other, like we weren't even really friends yet, like, but we just like, I like that guy's hustle. Like there was like this mutual understanding that like we're both, you know, building up on our dreams, and you know, even all the way back then, like they were just so instrumental in like helping us find these games, and like even to this day, like sometimes Brandon will call me like 9-10 times in a row at like 6 a.m, and I'm like, and then I'll answer. He'll be like, "There's PS5s at Fred Meyer. Go get one for your store." Like the hustle's still so real.
Yeah.
But like we don't have time for garage sales anymore.
I know. Yeah. See, the thing is too is like
I miss the hustle, but now I get beat by the young guys.
Yeah.
I'm not the young guys anymore.
Yeah, and also it's just like, you know, I work Monday through Friday. It's like, do I want to get up at 6 a.m. on Saturday? No,
sure don't.
I don't. You know what I mean? Like I'm lazy. I also college textbooks also were huge for me.
Nice.
Scoop college textbooks. Oh, dude, the profit margin on college textbooks. I used to go into Goodwill and scan books at Goodwill that I'd flip
one of
on
those.
Amazon. Yeah.
I love those people. I've done that with CDs before.
Yep.
I like back when people bought CDs where you just sit there with a little scanner.
Yep.
Yep.
That was so much fun.
God, the early hustle days. I did it with so many different things on eBay. I figured out at a very young age that if you buy a lot of something and then package it, you can sell them for more than you bought it for.
Yeah.
Like at 12. Like going to Amscott, which for anyone from the South is like the local check cashing place. Their whole like pull is free money orders.
Dude, I remember.
So me at 12 used to eBay when you could just mail people money orders.
Yeah.
People don't know they were dealing with a 12-year-old.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
I just hustle like whatever, like batteries, guitar parts, like who cares?
Well, one of my best scores, I was early at a garage sale, and I see a Vitamixer sitting on a table.
Yo, those are like
300, $400, $500 bucks.
Blenders.
And I look over, and I was like, and there was like maybe 3 or 4 other people at that garage sale too, and we're looking at the tables, and I'm like, hey, how much is that? And she looks at it and she goes, $15. And like everyone, when I said, how much is that? Of course, everyone turns to look what I'm talking about. And she goes, $15. I'm like, I'll take it. Like, I didn't even know if it worked. It plugged in and worked fine. I wound up giving it to my dad, but I could have sold it for like $300 or $400 bucks. But I was like, fuck. That's the dopamine, the adrenaline rush you get from garage selling. It makes it so much fun. The scores, man.
All right, I had one good score over COVID, like one good garage sale score. So I went to, it was the Glenhaven garage sale weekend or whatever, where there was like 100 garage sales. And like I struck out on literally all of them. Like no magic cards, no video games. It was a little bit of a tease though. Like the very first house I went to, there were like a couple of like Pokemon VHSs. I was like, this is gonna be a great day. And like no, like nothing. And then I get to one house and there's an Agritsuko Funko Pop and a Master Chief like little statue. I was like, nerds. And I go there and the wife was like, oh, I just sold all this stuff. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't have anything. Maybe my husband has some. I left her my card, whatever. Like a week goes by. She messages me. She's like, hey, are you the guy that came to the garage sale? I was like, yes. And she's like, my husband has some stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. Fantastic. And I go to the house and it's like this like very chaotic, hectic thing. And he's like, I want $200 so I can get a tattoo. I was like, cool. And there's just like this big box of just like unsorted magic cards, no rhyme or reason. They look a little bit rough. And I was like, man, I haven't gotten any cards in a while. This took like a little bit of time to set up. Like, sure, I'll bite for $200. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. And he was like, I've also got all this stuff too. And it was like D&D stuff and then like just some like regular playing cards. And I was like, I don't really know enough about those to make you what I would consider a fair offer. And dude's like, just take it. And I was like, cool. So I take it, throw it in my car, whatever. I'm excited to go through these magic cards, go home, go through them all, totally burned, like nothing. Like just total, like anything that was worth anything was like creased. And anyone who's ever bought bulk magic cards will tell you that is always whatever the value card is and what you found is always the most beat up card. Every time, like guaranteed. And I'm looking through and I was like, man, I swing and a miss. I was kind of upset. And I was like, well, I wonder if any of this other stuff is worth anything. And this box was full of like sealed second edition D&D stuff from like the late 70s, early 80s. And I'm like looking at, it's like thousands of dollars of D&D stuff. Yeah.
What the
Yep. And then like the playing cards are like, some of them are like, did you know that there's like $50, $60 sets of playing cards?
Wow. Really?
I had no idea. Well, I'm just going off eBay sold and
Yeah.
it's like thousands of dollars in D&D stuff. And I was like, cool. And we just like put it in one of the shelves of the shop and like every single person that has ever come in and bought one of these cool old school D&D books are just like the coolest humans you've ever met. Like the kind of people that are like, oh, cool, are just like rad old dudes. We had a dude that was in who was like, oh my God, my boyfriend's father's going to lose his mind. And I quoted him all the prices on basically everything I had left. And he was just like, oh my God. He like called the boyfriend's dad and basically was like, just buy it all. And like, cool. Like, awesome. I had one good garage sale score.
Dude, that is sick,
but
man.
It was a roller coaster.
Wow. I know, a fantasy I've had for probably decades would be, I've always fantasized about this, going to a garage sale. There's like an old lady there or whatever. And she's like, yeah, this is some of my son's stuff when he was a kid growing up, and there'd be like alpha and beta magic card boxes.
Oh God, that's the dream. That's the dream.
I've dreamt about that for decades.
Okay, like, let me tell you about this guy. Let me tell you about this guy that walked in a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And if you're out there, I don't remember your name. I gave you my card. Please call me. Dude walks in, and he's wearing like a Kona shirt. Like definitely does not look like a Magic Cards guy at all. And comes in the store, and hey, how can I help you? Do you play Magic? Oh, yeah. Cool. Are you looking for anything in particular? Oh, me and my best friend play. My brother gave me his cards, and I'm just looking for, what format do you play? I don't know. We just put 60 cards together, and we're talking, what colors does your brother play? Like, what's your budget? $30. Help him find $30 worth of cards that'll like, for a good birthday present. And then we keep all of our expensive stuff in the case by the register. And he walks up and goes, oh, I got a bunch of those. And he points at my dual lands. And I'm like, do you now? He's like, oh, yeah, they're great. They tap for both. I was like, they sure do. He's like, yeah, I have a lot of those.
Shut up.
And I was like, what else do you have? And like,
are you like, do not play with them? Stop.
Pretty much. We'll get there. We'll get there. He's like, my favorite card is, oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one where you flip it and you destroy any card it lands on. I'm like, that is a Chaos Orb. And the absolute cheapest printing of that card is $1,000. And you're flipping it. I was like, do you guys have sleeves? He's like, I don't have any sleeves. I was like, I will give you sleeves if it's outside of your budget. Like, can I please just, and he's like, he doesn't know anything about what he's got. And he's just like joyously playing Magic like it's 1993. And I'm like, bro, from the cards that you're describing to me, you are sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars of cards. And I'm just like, dude, like, do you have any moxes? He's like, I don't know. I was like, do you have any artifacts that cost 0? Yeah. I was like, please, can I, like, even if you don't buy or sell any cards like from or to me, can I just come over to your house and sleeve these for you?
Can I take a picture?
Like, yeah, right.
Oh my God.
So that was the first.
How long ago was this? A couple weeks ago?
Couple weeks ago. I know.
That's it, but yeah, that's just a fantasy. I'm just like, I just want to find some old grandma or mom who's just like, these are my sons. He said to sell everything in this closet, and I look down and it's like a gold mine.
Oh, someday it'll happen. I'm sure. Oh my God, I'm trying to buy one of my buddies a Christmas present. Like we've been doing this one up each other game for a couple years now.
Ooh,
and now I've actually got a little revenue this year, so I can, reciprocate. And I was looking for something old, and I was looking at one of the Facebook groups, and I found a post from 2013. And it's from one of my buddies, and like the pricing is just like, like, are you like all the way up on Magic cards? It was like a crimped Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale, which is like $3,500, like at minimum. He's selling it for like $50. Yeah. And like Yawgmoth's Will foils for like $10-15. And these are like $1,000 cards now, and I'm just like, if I could just go back.
Dude, well, the thing that tortures me.
Buy Doge, buy all of it.
When I was like 13, when I first got to high school is when I started getting, was I 13? Around the age of 13 or 14. I used to go down to this place back in Port Angeles. It was an arcade pizza place called Cactus Jack's. And I would buy my Magic cards there. And at the time, you could still buy alpha and beta packs. They were like $15 for like an alpha pack.
These are stories, by the way, you only ever hear in the Pacific Northwest, because like Magic's from like Seattle.
Yeah. And as a kid, I was a kid with no money, so I would spend my tiny allowance buying just revised edition packs that I would play with. I eventually,
boy, those are like $400 or $500 packs now.
Oh, dude, I eventually had my cards that I played with, but then I was buying enough revised that I created a whole set mint in a binder that I sold in high school for like $120. That's now worth like $3,000 to $5,000, I think, on eBay. And I want to kill myself. So what?
Yeah. I almost bought a set for $2,000 at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was like, that's a lot. Now that's worth like so much more.
Yeah, and I'm just like, ouch. And so now what I do is like, every time I buy boosters for the store, I
Do you,
buy
do
one
you
for
stock a
myself.
few away? Yeah.
For myself, and I started buying like the UFC. Because I'm a UFC fan.
Do you buy the collector's boosters at all?
I have for UFC.
No, for Magic.
Um,
Because those are the ones to sit on.
I got some core sets from 2011, 2014. I got Modern
Jeez, you got
Horizons 2.
Good stuff.
I got another one that was pretty pricey as well. I forget, Double Masters something maybe. Or...
Bro, sell me all your double masters.
So
That's the most fun set to open.
my strategy is fucking revenge for missing out. So I'm waiting 20 years so I get my revenge and cash in. So I'm like, damn it, I'm not missing out this time.
Bro, I got a couple of friends that are like that. One of my buddies, Thomas, that I met over the pandemic as well. My buddy Tim, the one who was like, we're best friends now, literally calls me one day and is like, I met this guy Thomas. He's a chef. He likes Magic. You guys are best friends now. And like, we are. like my buddy Tim is just like, you've never met a better connector in your life of people. And Thomas is like, just like the sweetest, kindest, like just good human being who just does good for others and others do good for him.
Yeah.
And is also an incredibly talented chef. And like, you know, he's put in his grind and now he's like a 6-figure chef, like private chef for a billionaire situation. And like, he's married and like his wife is just like super freaking cool and like supports him in his endeavors. And, you know, all the money you're putting in your IRA, he's putting it as sealed Magic cards.
Yeah.
And you've never, it's just like, it's like the holy grail of just like opens the closet and like it shines at you.
Yeah.
Like storage unit full of stuff. And I'm just like, man, y'all are so smart.
That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to build up. I just want to have a room full of like, because it's fun to invest in stocks and crypto and all those things, but the kid in me also just to diversify. Also, that stuff will go up in value. Like I bought like the UFC Panini boosters. Every box is guaranteed 2 autographs on the cards, and they're expensive. The wholesale was $8.50 a box. So I bought one of those, and then I bought their regular select cards.
Did you get any of the 25th Pokemon?
I did not know.
That's the one to get if you can get it.
That's the money.
That's the money.
Do you have any?
No.
No.
No. So we were able to get our Magic allocations. Like all that's locked in.
Dude, I can't get shit.
Shit for Pokemon.
Southern Hobby, GTS Distribution, Magazine Exchange.
MagX is who we go through.
They're good.
MagX. We do almost all of ours with
Me too.
MagX. Like
I like them.
Do you go through Janine?
Who's my rep? I think so. I might.
She's like low key the best.
I think Mike might have been one. I'm not sure if he's still there. But yeah, I go. Yeah. Magic Exchange, Magazine Exchange, I like. They're really good. I can't remember how I discovered them.
They keep breaking my credit card.
Oh yeah.
I have a Chase, like for whatever reason they let you pay on a credit card, which is just super nice.
Yeah.
So you know, grab your one with the most rewards points. And I've got this Chase card that gives me some cash back, and every time I run thousands of dollars for MagX, which is once or twice a week at this point, it freezes.
Oh really?
And I have to call Chase to have them unfreeze.
Oh my gosh.
Twice a week, like literally, like I know what to hit. I know that as soon as you get the first rep, you go, dude, I've done this twice this week. Just give me your supervisor.
yeah.
And, you know, I know exactly what to say to the supervisor to get them to release it. But, like, they keep seeing these, like, thousands of dollars transactions from Magazine Exchange. And they're like, it's just like, scam.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I did talk to you through Instagram a few weeks ago. You said if I need anything, hit you up. Because that was you?
That was me.
Okay. I don't know if you and Alex both communicate. I don't know who was talking to me. I was assuming it was you. But because I had pre-ordered some Pokemon cards, I think on Southern Hobby, but I didn't get any because you have to place orders for other stuff, so you get the allocation. Like I don't order enough product. 'Cause I'm a coffee shop and gift store. I'm not like a dedicated Magic. So we only sell a small amount of cards. So I wasn't able to get any, but maybe in the future I'll hit you up if you're going to place an order. I would appreciate it. I get like, hey, if you're going to get any Pokemon cards, maybe throw some orders in for me if you're allowed to. Of course, you get first dibs if they can only send you what you ordered, no problem. But I've had a hard time trying to get some Pokemon because
me too. I told my rep, I was like, what if I send you pictures of disappointed 5-year-olds? Will that help me get any Pokemon card? And again, shout out to Adam who like sells me Pokemon cards like somewhere between retail and wholesale because you know you got to make yours.
I might need to juice the wheels next time I'm in Oregon. Go to Magazine Exchange, meet the people, be like, we're friends, I love you.
We're friends, I love you.
Like
I made you cake.
That way they can give me the hookup. One thing about business, I'm sure you agree with this too, is like it's people that you know. It's all about networking, and it's all about those relationships with your customers. And that's something I learned later in business. It's not like I was always an asshole in the beginning. I wasn't, but I realized the value of building business relationships and relationships, not just in business, but with your customers, because
and with your suppliers too. Like it's so important.
They'll
like
hook you up.
like when it comes to like customers, like basically the way that I look at it is anytime I do any kind of a business deal, whether it's buying or selling, like it has to be mutually beneficial, like for everyone.
Yeah.
Like it has to be good for me, it has to be good for them, and it has to be good for the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not, if someone's getting ripped off somewhere in the process,
Yeah.
like it's no good. Because even if that means paying more right now, like that turns into, you know, this person that you did right by, even if it made you less at the time, you know, is talking to someone else, you know, oh, I've got this collection to sell or
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you know, I worked with Hugh. It was great. Like,
Yeah.
here's his number. Like, and it's just like, that's just, it's how it has to be. And like, you have to be good with your word. Like, and then if you can't be, you have to take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really think that people sleep on how important it is to say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, cause you'll just burn that bridge forever without even realizing you did it. And
Yeah.
like, these are lessons that you learn by experience. Like,
Yeah, and your interactions with customers, like for example, you know, I own a coffee shop, so if a customer comes in or a friend or someone who used to do the podcast with me or whatever comes in the store, I'll sit down and have a cup of coffee with them for as long as we sit down, an hour or two. When you know, and in my mind, I used to be, I have so much work to do, I have to get back to work. But the reality is,
you're
that
always
is the
going to
work.
have so much work
Yeah.
to do. You'll never be
Yeah.
caught up.
That
It's
is
impossible.
That is part of the business, is hanging out with your customers, the people who support you. That's part of your job as a business owner, is to be a friend, be friendly, not fake, but genuinely interested. And like, I've made friends from this podcast and also from coming in a store that I fucking hang out with in real life. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking dope.
God, I used
You
to
know what I
have
mean?
like such a strict, there is no relationship outside of the bar. If I see you, I don't want anything to do with you. Like, our relationship is transactional. Like, love my customers, but like, love my privacy more.
Yeah.
And like, COVID did a number on that. Like, I'm like adding customers on Instagram and Facebook and like doing shots of people on Snapchat at midnight on their birthday. Like it just changed. Like, so one thing that I did pre-COVID was, or during COVID, like once it became apparent that COVID was going to go on a long time, it was like, okay, we need to like kind of like revisit how we're living life altogether. And we were able to sell manufacturer sealed bottles. What do you do with the not sealed bottles? You're not going to have a bar anytime soon. So we basically just took home all of the bottles, and I subscribed to all of the bartending subreddits and all the cocktail subreddits, and I made everything. I made all of it. Every drink that came by, I took a shot at, and I was just like, I'm going to come back from COVID such a better bartender. Like, I'm just going to be so good at my craft. And like, it worked. Like, I know so much more about bartending than I did before, and like, even before I put in the work to do it right. And when we first reopened, like, you know what I mean? There's no revenue, there's no money. You know, the PPPs run out. It's like, you know, I was there 5-6 days a week, like not quite open to close, but like there, like always there. And, you know, getting to see people. How are you? How was your pandemic? You know what I mean? Because like there was like this period where it was like, we all got the vaccine. We got to take our masks off. Like there was like this feeling of like, am I allowed to be cautiously optimistic that we're coming out of this? No. Mask up. Get your vaccination. Jesus Christ, I cannot believe that it's been a year since I've been on this podcast, and I have to say it again. Wear your mask, get your vaccination, drink enough water, check on your friends that don't know how to ask for help. Like, these are everyone's jobs. If everyone would do these things, life would go on. But I realized, just like talking to all these people, I was like, wow, I don't like people the way I thought I did. I don't. Like, I really thought that I just loved people. And like, I think I did the thing that bartenders do where you work so many hours in a row that like, you just come to hate bartending. And you're like, Jesus Christ, if I have to do one more goddamn ungrateful person who tipped me $0 as dishes during a pandemic again, I'm going to lose it. And now I'm on the card store side. Like we had a big old wedding party, super fun wedding party the other night. They rented out the whole lounge on a Saturday, like private, sign on the door. And, you know, staff called me. They're like, dude, we need an extra set of hands. And I was like, cool. I'm going to do dishes. And just like help some people. It was a cooler group, but like, you know, I'm super grateful that I've got staff that love their jobs the way that they do.
Yeah.
Cause like, I'm all over it.
How is, I guess, I don't know, the COVID recovery been for you business wise? Are your numbers back to where they were pre-COVID? Are they close? Or
No. We are not a really good COVID business. Like we did the barbecue thing for a while, and like, you know, it was cool, but in the bigger picture that hurt the brand. Like the lounge just didn't exist for a long time. and now we're coming back, and it's like we're specifically not a pandemic friendly business. Like a lot, like our whole the core of our business really dials back down to, there was an age of gaming where you could sit on a couch with your friends and play games.
Yeah.
Like, and that is what our business is. And, everyone that goes in there is your friends. And like, you can just go in there and just like play Mortal Kombat with a stranger, scream at a TV about Smash Brothers, like find 3 people you don't know. Now you're playing Mario Party together. Like that is the appeal of the business. And these are not, healthy things to be done during COVID. And like, you run food service, the price of everything is just insane right now.
Dude, the cost of doing business is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's just like, especially with like minimum wage going up 6%.
$14.50.
I know, and I'm just like,
which is fine. People need a living wage. I get it, but also like,
well, at this time, it's like, here's the thing about that is like businesses operate with a certain margin. If your margin is 15 or 20%, whatever it is, it just went down by 6%, and then they keep increasing minimum wage a certain percent every year. So this year it's 6%. So now we make 6% less. And the next year they do it another 3%. And then the next year they do it another, like, we're going to be it's essentially, we'll be out of business unless we raise our prices, because we can't just keep paying out more. So like, I have to up my prices on some things, but I'm like, dude, that's so fucking expensive. Like, the people that can afford that are the corporations, the Targets, Amazons, Walmarts, Costco's. That's no problem for them. They're established multi-billion-dollar companies. That's nothing. But for the mom and pops like me, like you, it's like that's a significant amount.
Significant bump, yeah.
6%. It might not seem like a lot, from an employee standpoint or from anyone else, but for us as business owners, I can tell everyone listening to this, because I'm friends with a lot of business owners around town, and they're very brutally honest with me. Barely holding on, barely making it. Like the 1,000 Acre Cider Company next to Storia Cucina, they're closing down in a week or two. Like, there's lots of businesses that have gone under because most of us are barely fucking making it. Like this last Saturday at my coffee shop, the slowest day we've had since we opened. I think we did $58 in sales.
Ooh, hot damn.
And I had to pay an employee 9 hours to be there.
There's no more staggering moment than when you're standing there and you realize I got 2 on this side, I got 2 on this side. I'm at, because they make like $20 an hour after tip out and stuff. You're like,
yeah, and so,
I'm at $80 and like we're small. Like my buddy John, who owns Storia, like you go in there, you're like, bro, you got 11 employees on right now. Like, hope you're making enough to cover that, which they are. They're killing it. Their Italian food is so good.
Yeah, I know, like, Jonathan. I've had him on this podcast.
Nice.
They just opened their bar down the road. He's come to my place for a barbecue. I had a barbecue at my house, about a year ago. But I've hung out with him a couple times. Cool guy. But yeah, he's killing it. He's doing well. But
that's what happens when you bring good food to Bellingham.
Yeah, when you got pizza, good margins on pizza.
But it's a good example of like, the resources it takes to be a business. Like, you have to be doing a certain volume at a certain price. He is slaying it. Way to go, John and Arlen.
But like literally like the 1,000 Acres, I think it's called, I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping not 1,000. It's a cider place that was literally right next to Storia. They didn't make it. And the area where my coffee shop's located, completely decimated. All those businesses gone, college shut down. So we got hammered hard. Most days we're at about 50% of where we were pre-COVID in terms of sales, which is not profitable. Luckily, I have an online element for the store that does very well, and it keeps me afloat.
Scary times, though.
But when you see minimum wage going up 6%, it's like, dude, you guys, like, I get it, but you're crushing mom and pops, dude.
Yeah,
crushing.
Shout out to everyone that supports small businesses. Like, we love it. Like, you guys literally are paying our bills. Like the food that goes on my table comes from the alcohol that I sell.
Yeah.
When people come in and spend a lot of money at the bar, it's like literally, thank you.
Yeah.
Now I have dinner. Like, sweet. Like, now my rent is paid.
Yeah.
Like, being a small business owner, and like the bar's not doing so hot right now. Like, the people that come in are having a good time. Like the customer satisfaction is there. Like, we're doing our job, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like, going to a video game bar is not like a very COVID friendly practice.
Yeah.
Like we get it. And also, like, our marketing, your SEO takes a hit when you don't have a business for a year and a half. Like there's a lot of factors, including foot traffic, that go into it. So, and also, Jesus Christ, we are a winter business, and we are in, like, patios are reigning supreme right now.
Yeah.
We don't have a patio.
Yeah.
We're not a patio business. Like, we're hurting.
Yeah.
So, but also we opened a card store, and, like, Jesus Christ, it's doing so well.
Yeah.
Like, the card store is totally carrying right now, which none of us expected.
That's great.
Like, sometimes I'll walk in and there'll be like like 20, 30 people sitting at the card store, like
Mhm.
eating, drinking, spending money, like
That's dope.
doing the things that y'all like your side of the deal consumer is to come to our place and spend money, our time. Our side is to provide you the experience you're paying for. So everyone's doing their part. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so tight. And then I'll walk over to the bar and it's just my bartender sitting there like on their phone waiting for someone to come over from the game shop. So like thank God for side hustles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys would murder it downtown.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my location too, I'm just like, God, I want to move. Like,
Dude, I want to move into that 1,000-acre cider house spot. like I love Jenny, and like I'm so sad to see that they didn't make it. Like, but like COVID's gonna take a toll. Like a lot of businesses didn't make it. Like whatever they do next, they'll be successful because they're such good operators and like they're very loved within the community. But that spot, it's funny. We actually looked at that spot a couple of years ago when the bookstore closed. When it was when it was one big spot. I had a partner, and then we walked away from it. But like, maybe I'll file for that EIDL.
Yeah, check it out. So I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I want to ask you like what games you playing nowadays. Because I was looking at Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Okay.
But then they got such shitty reviews. I'm like, I can't.
So
that's not what they did with it.
What I'm going to say is going to be controversial.
Okay.
Fucking love Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Do you really?
Like that was the first game that I, as like a young teenager, like I remember like playing Diablo in between studying for my bar mitzvah is like the time period for me. So like thousands of hours into Diablo, and like I do not support Activision and Blizzard and like the horrible way that they treated the women in their company. Like I'm like gutted. Like we donated money to like women's charities, like just like to offset the cost of doing business with Activision Blizzard. Like originally we had this like big plan where like, oh my God, Diablo's gonna come out. We're gonna like throw Diablo parties at the bar. We're gonna buy 10 copies of it. Like we're gonna go hard on it. And like we're not doing any of that. Like as a business, we have not supported it in any capacity. Like we have bought 0 copies as the lounge. Like again, I do like it guts me to have supported this company that did such atrocious things and like trying to offset that with like good karma spending elsewhere.
Can you fill in some of the things? I heard about the headlines. I didn't go too deep into it, but for like people listening, what was the thing with Blizzard?
God, there's so many. Where do you even start? Like
there was some
like
sexual harassment, and
so much sexual harassment, and discrimination, like abhorrent treatment of like the women that worked at that company for like decades, and it was just this terribly toxic culture. Like I read about like a gal that worked there that like killed herself.
What?
Because like her nudes just circulated around the company, kind of thing. Like truly atrocious things.
Whoa,
so,
dude.
And it sucks that this is the conversation that comes up every time I have to talk about this game that I freaking love.
Oh, wow.
That I feel somewhat guilty playing, but also, Jesus Christ, they brought my favorite game ever to the Switch, and it's so good. And like I've made peace with it, knowing that like the dollar amount that Blizzard lost by not having my business's support was, I think, I don't know how much money they do. I'm sure it's billions a year, but like it's substantial to me. Like we were ready to go like all out on that. Like we played a lot of Diablo 3 Love Diablo 3. So much Diablo 3. Like every time the season would start, we'd do season parties where we'd all like get together, party. We were going to go so hard for D2 on the Switch, but like we're not.
Did you see the Diablo 4 trailer?
I did. I'm very hype.
I hope it's good. Yeah, dude.
Dude, get it. Do you have a Switch?
I haven't. Yeah, I have a Switch.
Dude, Diablo 2 on the Switch is so good. Like,
is it
portable? So when they did the open beta, I played it on whatever was convenient at the time. I played it on the Xbox, I played it on the PC, I played it on the PlayStation, and it was just buggy everywhere. And they had not released anything for Switch, not even a pre-order date. Like it was open for pre-order on all the consoles, but not the Switch. Like a very, very anxious time as a Switch owner, because like that's where I want to play it. Like I don't have a lot of time in my life. Like if I could pull out my Switch and play for 20 minutes, like that's a victory. And then the Switch version dropped, like no footage, no anything, and it was so good. Like they did such a good job on it. I'm just like in love with this game.
Wow, you might have resold me now on getting it.
Oh, dude, get it. We'll play with you so much.
Is it
and
good?
like it's funny because like now I sit in the card shop where like we're nerds in our 30s. Like this is my demographic now. We drink beer, we play video games, we play Magic cards. Like the aesthetic is there. Like,
is it cross-platform? Can I get it for PC and we can play, or I gotta get it for Switch?
You got to get it for Switch to play with us, but it's cross progression. So if you buy 2 versions of it, you can play the same character on both. And like I sat down in Cardhaven one day, I didn't feel like playing Magic. I played too much Magic, and set up my Switch with Diablo 2 the weekend it came out. and everyone in the room, like all of these just like 30-something nerds, are just like, because it looks so good.
Did you ever play Torchlight?
I played a little
Torchlight 2?
Torchlight.
That was from the original developers of Diablo. Made that. Yeah.
Played a little Torchlight. Played a little Path of Exile.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Let me just grind the same boss 400 times in a row. Like,
Uh-huh.
like I was reading someone talking about how like, you know, they played Destiny, and Destiny lets you like, I've never played Destiny. Like
I played the second one.
lets you go for once a week. You can try for some rare item or something. And I'm just like, no, give me 1 in 20,000 odds and let me do it 20,000 times. Like, fine. This is the grinding that I want. Like it's different now. I'm an adult now. Like when I was 12 and studying for my bar mitzvah, it was like, okay, cool. Like get my homework done, get my, you know, my Jewish studies done, and then like play Diablo until my eyeballs bleed. Like now I'm like, wow.
Did I ever tell you about, I don't know if we talked about this last time you were on, or if it was even a thought in my mind last time you were on. Did I ever tell you about our Treasure Goblin promo we were going to do for our store? Did I tell you about that?
You didn't.
I didn't? Stay right there. I'm going to grab this coupon I had made up. I'll tell you about it.
Oh, phenomenal.
From Diablo, you know, so for people who are listening, in Diablo, as you're going around grinding and you're out and about, a treasure goblin will pop up. We'll run around with a bag of treasure, screaming and dropping coins everywhere. And if you can kill him within a certain amount of time before he opens up a portal and pieces through it, if you can kill him, he drops like tons of loot. And it's really fun. It's a cool thing. He's hard as fuck to kill, and he's running all through mobs and shit. So you gotta chase him everywhere. So I thought for the store, the coffee shop, the retail store that we have, I was like, what we'll do is we'll do this cool promo. We'll make like 50. We'll have like 50 presents all wrapped up for like Halloween, right? And I had all these coupons made, and there's a treasure goblin on there.
Oh my god, that's so good.
And I googled like treasure goblin, and I messaged the artist. I'm like, can I use your art on the thing? And he's like, yeah. And because as long as you put my name on it or whatever. So I was like, sweet. So we're gonna have someone dress up as the treasure goblin
that's so good.
And walk around downtown, or what we'll do is we'll build it up on our IG. We'll promote the shit out of it, and then we'll have them. We'll give a shout out. Treasure Goblin's gonna spawn in 15 minutes at Boulevard Park or downtown, and then walk around. And we had 50 of these made, and hand out. If you find them, he'll hand you out, and you can bring it to our store to get a free gift or whatever. And then COVID hit. I'm like, you fuckers, you ruined it.
You took my good idea. But do you know the glass blowing community at all?
I buy some glass pipes from a local guy here, Baker Williams, but that's my extent.
Do you know who Whitney Harmon is?
I do not know.
Okay, Whitney was my first friend when I was moving here from Florida. Whitney is just like if angels could be human beings, that's Whitney Harmon. Like just like the kindest human being ever, but also just like insanely talented. Like his pipes are worth a lot of money, and like they sell for a lot of money, and they sell for a lot of money because he is talented and has worked hard. But he used to collab with a bunch of different glass artists, and I had dispensaries at the time. Like we'd throw in, and they would do these drops where they would hide these little stashes and like parks and stuff.
Dope.
Like, and they were dope, like big stashes, and they would post some absurd clue, and like it was like a drop everything kind of thing. Like there were times where I would close the dispensary to go look for this loot. like back in 30, oh my god, it's at Boulevard Park, let's go right now. Like I discovered a lot of parks in Bellingham because of these drops, and they were so epic. And you'd get there'd be 100 people there looking for these things, just like in Bellingham, just like bunch of you know, it was glass people, so
that's tight,
you know, a
dude.
bunch of grungy, you know.
Yeah.
A little.
We did 2 other promos. One, we did
bring back the treasure drop.
Oh, that we were doing? Or that they were doing?
Just in general, like it was,
we did that twice.
It was such a successful thing for them. I don't remember why they stopped, but like, do it, bring it back.
We did one. So I had bought a chest off of like Etsy, like a handmade wooden chest. And the first one we put in video games, gift certificates, cash. We had other businesses donate, and then I hid it in the woods.
Hit me up for all those, by the way. We'll throw in every time.
All right, yeah, that'd be sweet. We got to do it again. And then I'd release a clue like every 48 hours until someone found the chest. I did that one twice. It's a lot of fucking work because you have to go hiking in the woods.
Oh my god, that was you. Treasure Trail, right?
No, that was another guy, Treasure Hikes.
He
also did one. We donated to his too. I think he stopped doing it because he hasn't posted in like over a year, so I think he got tired of it. But we had contributed to one of his, but that's where I got the idea from initially. It was from him. I was like, you know what? When I open up a shop, I'm going to do it. That's doing because that's a cool promo. And so we had
Colson hides kegs every now and again.
Do they really?
They'll hide
whole fucking case?
a whole fucking keg, and if like they'll hide an empty.
How do you transport it when you find? Oh, an empty one.
They'll hide an empty, and then you can redeem it for like a keg for a party. And I'm just like, yes.
Colson does that. Dude,
It's been a while since they've done
I'm
it,
all
but
over
like, I'm gonna go hide a box of treasure later.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
gotta
it's
get
so
some
much
treasure.
fun. But yeah, we did that. It's a lot of work. So you got to hide it. Then you got to come up with clues. And so you have to like reverse engineer the trail, and you have to hike it so many times to try to figure out if the clues make sense. Then you have to create all the posts for IG. So it's so much work. And then we did other ones where
Keep it simple, stupid. Hide in a park.
all right. Well, we did that one. We did we had a couple of rocks that we painted and said, if you find this rock, bring it to Oddities for like a present or a gift or reward or something. And
Did people do it?
I think we maybe got one back, but we hid one at
People are
Wacom
lazy.
Falls. We hid one at like different parks and stuff. There was one we did that we hid down Boulevard Park. I can't remember what it was, but it was for a gift basket or something. And we just hid. That shit's fun though. But like shit like this, man.
We should go
love
hide
that.
some stuff, Sal. That'd be fun.
Yeah, no, we should. We should partner up on something.
You know who I tried to wave at on my way in here?
Who?
Do you know Kebab Carl,
No, who's that?
the kebab casual guy?
Who's that?
He owns Kebab Casual off of Meridian, like South Meridian, the Fountain District.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just opened Carve Casual, which is like the big orange truck that lives at K2.
Okay.
Just incredibly talented chef.
Mm-hmm.
Makes really good sandwiches, like super good food. I ran into him on the way here.
Oh, nice.
Like we were driving,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like trying to like wave at him, and he like did not recognize that it was me at all. I was just like, what is this maniac doing? Carl, if you're watching this, collaborate with us.
Right?
No, I do believe that between the two of us, we know enough business owners that we can make it dope.
Oh, dude, we could pull in so much.
God, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah. No, it's fun doing those giveaways too. It's great for business. I am gonna do this. I had these made, and not doing it this October. I'm waiting a little bit for things to pop a little bit more. Probably next year though. Nice. Anything else going on, man?
Trying to think.
Tell everyone where One Up Lounge is for people
Oh
who don't
yeah,
know. Fairhaven.
So One Up Lounge, Cardhaven Games. We've got a nerd bar. We've got like 3,600 retro games to play. Everything is accurate. Like if you are playing Halo 1, like you are playing on a 2001 original Xbox with like good condition controllers on like the best of the best 2001 CRTs with like the best cables in between. Like everything is just correct. And like our cocktail program is really, really good. Like we've put the time in, like even our junk food's dialed in. And then we've got this board game side next door, Cardhaven Games. We've got tons of board games, like hundreds of board games you're free to just play as long as you're a customer. We've got D&D stuff, like so many dice. We're over in Fairhaven in Mackenzie Alley, basically across from Zaneburger, and then downstairs. We've worked so hard to make this just like the coolest your rich friend's dad's basement that you can hang out in and play video games and board games and stuff. And like we are mandatory vaccination, so be prepared for that. Like when you come in, like the bartender's gonna say, "Can I see your ID and your proof of vaccination?" Like, please stop leaving me 1-star reviews because you didn't bring your vaccination card.
Oh, you've been getting hit up.
Oh my god, I have 500 reviews. I dropped from 4.8 to a 4.6 because
people getting mad.
So many 1-stars from people that are like, I don't know.
They should remove those.
I assume that they will at some point.
We got a dumbass review, a 1-star. We had all 5s until recently. This guy gave us a 1-star review. He's like, "This place is like satanic. There's like a witch Bible next to the kids' crayons."
You're goddamn right we are.
Right?
Don't be a zealous
and so like
don't try to push your anti-satanic views on me.
Right?
That's absurd, sir.
That's religious
This is no place for discrimination.
Right? And so I click the report spam. I click this isn't us. So we'll see if they remove it. If not, I'm just gonna make a fun smart ass comment.
I've started reviewing people back.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah. Some guy left us like a really nice review the other day, and I responded back and I put like 5 little stars. And I said 5 stars. Evan was such a great customer. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's up. I didn't know you could do that.
Like just like as my response, like my reply as owner, I'm just gonna start reviewing people back.
Yeah.
Like I try not to be too funny with the review responses because I'm afraid that people are gonna start leaving me 1-stars just to see what I do.
Yeah.
And the answer is I fucking hate you is what I do.
Yeah.
Like, so like that's been a thing being vaccinated, but I think vaccination required is like the only way our business functions.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we have had 0 COVID scares as a business. Like, we never had to close because we got COVID. Like, we're just a bunch of nerds. We just hang out with each other. Like, like we don't, we've never been contacted by the health department in any capacity whatsoever about any kind of contact tracing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. That's good.
You know what my cost of goods sold went up is when we started having to sanitize everything even more.
Uh-huh.
Like before, pre-COVID, like
Were you spending shitloads of money on wipes? Like,
God, to go back to the days of just having to like wipe off controllers because like that kid's picking his nose and playing Overwatch. Like I miss those days. Now it's like everyone's a carrier. Like the sanitation we put in. So, things used to be so easy.
Oh my God.
But we're getting ready to gear into winter here. We had to postpone a couple parties because like turns out I'm worse at scheduling than I thought I was after not doing it for a year and a half. But eventually we will have a butterbeer party coming up. Also, it's the cocktail of the month or whatever with Bellingham Alive magazine. We just won 2 silver awards for Bellingham Alive, which is tight because we didn't even make any effort at all. I was like, we were closed. I'm not even going to ask for votes. And then to find out that we won silver for best place to meet singles, which I also don't know if that's someone trolling me. Because it's a bunch of single dudes playing video games.
I didn't even know that was a reward.
Yeah, right.
An award,
we got silver in best place to meet singles and silver for best family friendly activity, which is super tight. Thank you to everyone that voted for us. But I was just like so down during Best of the Northwest that I didn't even advertise a single time go vote for us.
I saw that post on your IG. I think I liked it.
Thank you.
All you single ladies out there, One Up Lounge.
All you single ladies, if you're looking to meet a nice nerdy dude.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hear the whole like origin story of One Up, last podcast from a year ago, you can find on our YouTube channel. You can check it out. Anything else to plug?
God, everyone in the world. We could plug Oddities. You run.
Plug Oddities. Yeah.
Plug Oddities.
Come by, check out our shop. Great coffee, organic, shade grown, environmentally friendly coffee. We have great gifts. We try to have like unique stuff in the store that you can't find at like Walmart and Target, and try to have all kinds of cool shit there. There's indoor seating, we got outdoor seating right next to Department of Licensing, Whatcom College, behind the Dairy Queen there. We're right there. So come support us and check us out.
Thank you for spending your money with us for the last year. Please keep spending your money with us. It's really important.
Yep. Keep going to One Up, and yeah, we'll have to do some collab on a givever here. We'll have to come up with something.
That'd be fun.
Awesome,
Some of your double masters.
Oh, one last question. My Xbox One does this thing where it powers on and then turns itself off. And I've done research on it. I tried all the troubleshooting techniques. None worked. The last one I have left to try is they said to get a hairdryer, heat up the vent on the back because there's some sort of switch in there that will do something, which will then help it to start back up. I don't own a hairdryer, so I got to go buy one. Have you had that problem with any of your Xbox Ones?
No.
It's like the 360 was the red ring of death. It was the
red ring of death.
So now Microsoft, all their hardware, for some reason, it always breaks.
You want to know my advice on this one?
What's that?
GameStop is offering extra trading credit right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's right before Christmas. I just traded in and get another one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or try to get a Series X.
Oh, no, I would definitely upgrade because I got...
Just sell it while GameStop's buying them for too much.
I was playing Apex Legends on it, and I bought one of those expensive controllers with the little paddles on the back.
Yeah,
spent some good money. World of difference, by the way. And then, so that broke. So now I'm using my old PlayStation 4 controller. I'm playing Apex on PlayStation. Dude, the fucking
bro, you deserve a PS5. You worked hard.
I know. I need to upgrade, but. Anyways, well, thanks for coming back on, man.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, always fun talking to you, man. Good talk on the crypto and everything else involved. And yeah, we'll have to do it again sometime. And Alex is always welcome to come on when she does NFTs or whatever else. It'll be fun.
Tight. Thanks, homie.
Cool. All right. Thank you.